One minute, I'm live. I know. I'm trying to get up at this top uh, location. I might not uh, be able to. I don't know how. I'm slinging it, trying to take it off so I can go to into a. You guys, my youngest son went out and bought a couple of years ago. No, almost yeah, probably a couple of years ago. Um, a big old TV monitor, not a TV, computer, just to put his games on. And then 3 months later, he said, Mama, you can have this if you want. I said, what I'm going to do with it? I don't know how to use those sort of things. And here I am now trying to go there, but I'm going to press on. Again, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a Bible class lesson this early in the morning for individuals who are up this morning and wanting to hear a morning Bible class lesson. Okay. And this is one a message that I'm knowing that you all are going to enjoy. But right now, I'm just trying to bring myself to that. I wish I could show it to you. Um, and I turned around and got it. They were moving out of the place that they were in, and I had to that was about 2 years ago. He was in Colorado, and he said, I don't want it. I said, you paid all this money for that? To say that? And just they dump it right in front of me, in me, for me to, I can't throw it away. So what happened? I asked Quiet Storm uh, if he wanted. I thought he was going to put it maybe, in his apartment or something. He took it to work. So while he was working for this company, he was I think the director at that time, and he put it in his office. I said, what are you going to do with that in your office? But I didn't know he had put it in his office. I thought it was at home. And matter of fact, I had forgotten all about it. So he resigned from the job because he got another job. And he come knocking on my door, said, Mama, do you want this? And I'm like saying, y'all, these young adults is off the chain. What I'm going to do with it? Okay, so here it is. I didn't had it for a couple of months. And one day I'm going to swing it around so you all can see it. It's about bigger than this here. It's about this size. Okay, and it's round and it goes all around me. Okay, you see, I don't know how to work it, and I'm here trying to swing it off of my laptop over to it, and I can't seem to do it, but that's okay. This message is going to be a wonderful message for those who carry spirit and truth in their backpack with the light in their right hand. But it's going to cut, and it's going to cut deep. And the reason why I say that it's going to cut and it's going to cut deep, it's not going to cut you if you're not in that place with Yah and Yah not in your place of your spirit. If he's not a residing, it cut deep with me because this morning I decided to do something totally different. I had woke up around about 5:30 and I lied there and I began to think, Father, what it would be a good topic, or what can I talk about? And when I did get up, I decided, I'm going to get me a cup of coffee today. I'm going to get me a cup of coffee. Then I decided, let me go out and sit out on my porch. I said, let me do that, and I never thought to just do that, and I decided to do it. But I said, wait a minute, I'm going to take my study guide, which is the Bible. Let me take a pen and a piece of paper. So I get out there and I'm feeling relaxed with my cup of coffee, which is cold now. And I slid the piece of paper in between pages. And I said, I opened the page up and I come into Chronicles chapter 15. I said, you know what? I'm going to take it from here. I'm going to sit here and read, drink my cup of coffee, right by the lake. I'm just going to relax. I got there and began to read and began to feel this thing, y'all. Sister Deborah began to feel this thing to the point where I really got emotional. I got emotional because the Spirit was sending me a message. And the message that he was sending me was something that he have already given me over and over and over. Do I understand a message that the Creator has given me several times? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let me see if I can. Do I understand the message? Yes, I do. I'm going to see if I can show you all this monitor. I'm just going to. You see this, y'all? What's the crap is this? Oh, I messed it up. Let me see it. So, you see what I'm saying, y'all? I was trying to swing it off my laptop to it. He showed me how, but I just can't seem to get it right. I don't care. And this thing been sitting up here on this small desk that I have. And I'm like saying, it's really in the way. Okay. It really is. I don't use it, you guys, and I didn't have it. And that's how they do. My daughter moved to France and Paris. She moved to Paris, and I know which is pretty much the same. And she dumped all this stuff at my house. That's how they do, y'all. Adults. I mean, they spend money and they buy things that don't mean nothing. And valuable things that it's like they're not looking. They just gone. I don't care what nobody say. When I said it's gone, it's over, it really is. It's over. I know y'all don't understand that, which it ain't important for me to want you to understand it, but it's actually over, y'all. And the way that people will think things are, it's over. Okay. So with this message this morning, it's still over. Okay. But I went on this morning with my coffee, sat down, just was viewing, listening to the lake fountain and just feeling really good. And all of a sudden, I went into reading Second Chronicles chapter 15. I started at the beginning, but when I got into it, I was like, got really emotional because at that moment, the fire of the Most High began to burn in me. And it's not a burn of pain, it's a burn of joy. Okay. I know y'all don't know I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I say this message this morning is not for any and everybody. This message is only for those who are of spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. This message is going to open your eyes a little bit. At the same time, it's going to cut you. Past everything in you, it's going to cut like a two-edged sword. With me, I began to be real sad in my spirit because I didn't find it to be something they did toward the Father only. I felt that it was toward me as well because that's how I feel. You know, I feel like this today. So I said, Father, this is coming for me, ain't it? Yes. It's a form of comfort. Because people, you think you know who you're dealing with today, and you really don't. You really don't. Even if you use your spirit of discerning, you still find yourself giving the benefit of a doubt over and over and over and over toward individuals. Why? Because you're an empath. Okay. And you're a person that kind of step over what a person is and give them the benefit of a doubt. You see what I'm saying? But this morning, the way the Spirit taught me this lesson, I said, Father, can I teach this morning? Yes. And that's what Sister Deborah is coming before you with. The lesson that was taught unto me this morning. And oh, did it bless me? Oh, and that's the sadness of it all, because I'm coming to you all in a way that 99.9 wouldn't understand, wouldn't even embrace, wouldn't even comprehend this message. But this is for that one. You get what I'm saying? Just that one. I'm not here to get 20, all. No, I'm here for that one. And that's that one that's in the oneness of the Most High Yah. Not all the multitude and all the likes and subscribers and all. No. Sit down with that. That's not what I'm here for. Okay? I never would come onto YouTube to try to capture something that cannot be captured. So it's only that one. This message is for you. So the message did a great deal for me, because he wanted me to know that you got the right heart. Debbie, you got it. Go and enjoy. Put yourself on the other side. Don't worry about what's on your left and your right, what's in the back of you and in front of you. Go. Don't focus on thinking that it's about trying to get others to understand or trying to get others to gain something from me, because I'm going to give you a little something. And did he give me something this morning? Yes, he did. Not only did he give it to me, he gave me more than I could even bear. The tears began to roll, the feelings, everything began to bubble up like a fire. But it was a joyful feeling. It wasn't a sadden. It's a joyful feeling. That's why I wanted to bring this message, and I'm going to get into it. And the title fits the whole category, because see, I can also use it for me. That's why I know that it fits. It fits the lesson itself, and it fits what Yah is trying to say to me. Now watch this. The title is Yah, they have you bent, Father. They have you bent. Just imagine taking something and bending. That means it's not straight. And I believe that without a doubt. As a servant of the Most High Yah, in the wilderness do I say unto you all, you got Yah bent. And at the same time, when you have him bent, you got me bent. All up. So that's what this message is going to cover, because I'm going to show you how you can't bend him. And if you can't bend him, you can't bend me. So emotions and feelings from this day on, the Yah want me to take it so strong and toss it as far as I can sling it. Toss them emotions and feelings of individuals, because you're going up on spiritual wickedness in high places. They're not in the high like you all thinking. They're in the high of the low places, because no more are they high. The battle is on the earth now. Okay. So they was, y'all didn't know this, throughout the whole thousands and thousands of years, the battle was always up in the air. The angels fighting against one other angel in the air. The battle was always in the spirit realm. Principality in high places. But the Father say to you today, not today, but I told y'all, he said, it's on the earth now. That's why things are happening the way that it's happening. And you all have gotten normal to the principality on the earth. It has become normal. People have embraced it as normal now. You tell me, ain't that deep? So he want me to understand that if this is a message for me, and I can understand why, because the feeling I had when I woke up this morning, I realized, stop trying to deal with these people that have these serious issues within themselves. They have hardcore emotions and feeling issues, males and females. Don't go trying to dance around that, trying to get along with it. Let it go. Let it go. You see? And it is so true, because each and every last one of us have our own feelings, our own emotions. Then we have a spirit that has its feelings and its emotions. You don't have no business trying to wrap somebody else's around what you already have. If someone don't get detached to your spiritual emotions and feelings, kick that mess to the curb and keep it running and enjoy. And you know what? The Father going to see to it that I do. He's going to see to it. So this message is for the one. And you're going to understand it and where it's coming from. And the reason why it's for that one, because Yah is sending a message to that one. They think they truly got me bent. Let's go, Deborah. So we're coming from 2 Chronicles chapter 15. 2 Chronicles chapter 15. Let's start with verse 8. No, I think I go up in, No, let's go to verse 7. Chronicles, second Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 7. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak. For your work shall be rewarded. Now you got to understand, we're talking now in a realm of the spirit. Okay. That's why I say this message is for the one. It's not for everyone, but only the one. Okay. And it's saying in verse 7, 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 7, be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. Verse 8. Let me get that. Where is it at? And when Asa heard this word, now who is that? That's the king, the third king of the kingdom of Judah. Asa is the third king of the kingdom of Judah. He is the third king of the kingdom of Judah. So in verse 8, and when Asa heard these words and the prophecy, or died, the prophet. Now he's hearing from the king of Judah. He's hearing from Odiah, the prophet. Okay. He took courage and put away the abominable idols out of all the land of Judah and Benjamin, and out of the city which he had taken from Mount Ephraim, and renewed the altar of Yah that was before the porch of the Lord. Now, the king, Asa, he took heed to what the prophet had prophesied to him. And he began to he turned the whole kingdom of Judah and Benjamin around. He put away, which is destroyed, all the abominable idols out of the land of Judah and Benjamin, and out of the cities which he had taken from Mount Ephraim, and renewed the altar of the Lord that was before the porch of the Lord. So here you got a king that was the king of the third king of the kingdom of Judah, getting it right, y'all. Why? Because Yah sent the prophet unto him, and the prophet was saying to him that these are. He began to prophesy, telling him what he need to do. Did that king take heed? Yes, he did. He took heed. Now, what you're going to learn in a Second Chronicles verse 15, you got a king, the third king that was over the kingdom of Judah. You got him straightening up the house, y'all, getting the kingdom back in order, getting it back to where it needed to be. Okay, and it started with Yah, getting them back, getting rid of the other gods, bringing Yah back in, restoring the altar of the Most High Yah. Okay, now watch this. Now, when here the king is taking heed to what the prophet told him, and he walked therein what the prophet told him and prophesied unto him. Listen to this. Very dangerous. Verse 9, and he gathered all of Judah and Benjamin and the strangers with them out of Ephraim and Manasseh and out of Simeon, for they fell to him. For they fell to him out of Israel in abundance, when they saw that the Lord of Yah, the Lord, his Yah, was with him. So here, when they saw that the Most High Yah was with the king, they saw that the Most High Yah was with the king, they began to fall to him. They fell to him of Israel in abundance, when they saw that the Lord, his Yah, was with him, the king. They began to gather themselves in a way that fits in with what he was doing. Okay. Now, verse 10 said, so they gathered themselves together at Jerusalem in the 3rd month, in the 15th year of the reign of Asa. Sir. Now, guess what? Asa. This is the 3rd month and the 15th year when he was king of the kingdom of Judah. He's the 3rd king. Now, here it is in verse 10. So they gathered themselves together at Jerusalem in the 3rd month, in the 15th year of the reign of Asa, sir. Okay. And they offered unto Yah, and said at that same time, of the spoil which they had brought, 700 ox and 7,000 sheep. They offered that unto Yah. Verse 12, and they enter into a covenant to seek the Yah of their fathers with all their heart and with all their spirit. Now, this is those that gather in Judah and Benjamin. This was the kingdom of Judah, in which the 3rd king, Asa, was king, the 3rd king of Judah. So they decide that, hey, we in with you. We with you all the way. Now watch this, y'all. Watch this. So they decide to give what they needed to give And this is how they did it in verse 12. And they enter into the covenant to seek Yah of their fathers with all their heart and with all their spirit. Okay. Verse 11. Let's go back up to 11. And they offered unto Yah the same time of the spoil which they had brought 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep. Verse 12. And they enter into a covenant to seek Yah of their fathers with all their heart and with all their spirit. That's beautiful, because they showing you my fleshly mind and my spirit is coming into a oneness to seek under the covenant of the Most High Yah. All because of what? The move of the king. Once he heard from the prophet, he began to walk in the way of Yah. And when he began to walk and convert things over to the way of Yah, the people of Judah and Benjamin began to walk up under that same covenant. Okay, now watch this here. In verse, let me see where I'm at. Look at verse 13. In verse 13, it says, we in 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 13, that whosoever would not seek. Now watch this here. Now, you got the third king of Judah, the kingdom of Judah. He was the third king. Asa, was told by the prophet that he need to get himself in order and get rid of all of those abominable things and the things that does not represent Yah. And the king took upon himself to obey the prophet that Yah sent to him. And he obeyed him, and he did just that. He even changed the altar. He did everything. He got rid of it. Don't forget, now he was the king over the kingdom, the king Judah. And there it tells you, and they offered unto Yah the same time of spoil which they had brought 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep. And they enter into the covenant to seek the Yah of their father. They enter into it. So they wanted to also go the route of this king, to do things right with Yah. That's beautiful. So in verse 13, watch this. And whosoever would not, you got the father bent. Y'all just don't know. And this, the sad part is it, so many people think they serving Yah because they serving their flesh. They think they in the order of Yah because they went in the order of pleasing their fleshly emotions, their fleshly feelings, and their fleshly living. They think that, hey, I fall under the covenant. I fall under what is righteous. No, you don't, baby. You so up under darkness, you don't know what darkness look like from light. So listen to this. This is where he wants you to know you got them bit. Because this lesson is going to show you how this world, along with many of you all, it's not just the world. It's many of you all claiming to be out of the world, but really you deep rooted in it because you got him bit. Now listen to what happened. Shocked me, y'all. I'm sitting drinking my coffee and reading this. Had no idea, but I started from 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 1 on down. But I'm teaching you from the level of verse 7 all the way down. But listen to this. Now we're dealing with a king that's over the kingdom of Judah and Benjamin, but it says the kingdom of Judah because I think Benjamin was always detached to Judah. So listen to this. When I get to verse 13, now you got them wanting to follow the king obeying the prophet that Yah sent to him, telling him he better get things in order and get rid of all that abomination, worshiping and idling and all of that wickedness. And he did. So the people began to want it too. But listen, not all of them wanted it. So I'm saying to you all, Don't get it bent. Don't get it bent. Because the majority will look you dead in your eyes, will tune in, and be just as crooked can be. Now listen to what happened in verse 13. That whosoever would not seek Yah of Israel shall be put to death. Whether small or great, whether men or women. Y'all better watch yourself, because I heard that in Revelation come judgment. See, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't give a rat's behind, because you in the flesh category situations to be as low can be in your mentality. Listen to this. Verse 12 tell you, and they enter into the covenant to seek Yah of their fathers, with all their heart and with all their spirit. That's the ones I was just telling y'all about this message is for. With their spirit, their heart and their spirit. They seek, that means they put they all into wanting to do right by Yah. You see, that's beautiful to me. Your heart and your spirit, you really want to do right by Yah. But listen to what it says. The next verse, it says that whosoever would not seek Yah of the Israel shall be put to death, whether they small or great, whether it's man or woman. You got the Father bent. If you think that he's going to rescue you and get you out of your sick mind, no, he's not. You either turn from your wicked ways and stop playing so much with your emotions. Your emotions going to cause you to hurt yourself, your own self. And it has. Your own emotions and your feelings have got you so tore up from the floor up, you think you got y'all bent. You got them bent. Behind the scene, y'all wiping it up. See? You got them bent. Now, if he's doing this and he's suffering this to come to pass in 2 Chronicles chapter 15, don't play with me. If the prophet told the king, and the king told his people, and the people don't follow the king, and the king is obeying the prophet, and the prophet is obeying Yah, hold up. Whoever, verse 13, that whosoever will not seek Yah of Israel shall be what? Put to death, whether small or great. Kill them all. Whether male or female, man or woman. You got them bent, y'all. Y'all got them bent. Y'all misunderstand this creator. Y'all misunderstood this creator. Because somewhere in y'all, you're in your feelings and in your emotions that you are all that in him and with him. But your flesh rule you. Your flesh rule your spirit. In this message is very powerful because it shows me, look what the Father don't play. The Father told the prophet told the king told the people, and he said what? To the people who didn't follow. Kill their tails, young and great. Small and great mean young and old. Male and female. Kill them. You got the Most High bent. So you thinking this day is worse than any other day that ever exists on the face of the earth, and you think he gonna play with you this day? And I'm as a living witness, as a servant of the Most High, watching it, reporting to him. I see it. What is it I see it, Deborah? Father, they got you bent. You think he don't see that? He don't need me to tell him they got him bent. He wants me to make sure I can see The realm of both sides, the natural and the flesh. They got you bent all up, Father God. And how? They're using their flesh emotions, their flesh feelings, and a flesh way of thinking and conducting themselves. They think they can add, they think they can take away. They think they can mold and they think they can shape. That's why they got y'all bent, because they think he play along with their flesh. They flesh which way, Deborah? Their emotions and their feelings and their personal opinion, the way they think, the way they function. I don't give a rest behind who you think, showing that your flesh, emotions and feelings and the way you rumble represents you. As a servant of the Most High Yah, you ain't as holy than thou as you think you are. Cry loud, cry silent. It don't matter. You ain't who you think you are, because your actions does not match your word. Your action does not match the spirit you say that's in you. Your action does not match anything but your emotions of your flesh and your feelings of your flesh and your misunderstanding in your flesh. That's the actions that's ruling you to where you can't see straight. You got y'all all bent because you got the spiritual realm all bent up. Why? How did it get bent, Deborah? Because they serving from their flesh level, thinking they meaning something from the flesh level because they got their spirit, not their spirit, their emotions and feelings all balled up in it. And he's sending a great message to me for my trip alone, my small vacation. Don't do it, Deborah. Don't do it. The actions, the emotions, the feelings, you already see it. Don't run into brick walls. Because remember, you running your race and you in the track, you on that field, and you running your race, Deborah. You running and you winning. And what is before you, Deborah? A brick wall. Deborah, don't you see the brick wall? So why are you running into the brick wall when the actions is set right there? Clearly seen is the brick wall. And you keep running into it. And when you run into the brick wall, you wound yourself. Then you have to get back up and heal and get back on the track. The track represent the journey, the mission, the purpose in your living that Yah has called you to. And you getting thrown off by these brick walls, who's caught up in its emotions and its feeling, and it don't move for nobody. It don't move for nothing. It's just there, claiming to be in the midst of Yah. But what I did when I heard this, oh, it was on, y'all. It was on, because it made me realize that the kingdom, you guys, let me tell y'all, the kingdom of the Most High Yah, when he ain't feeling it, that whoever would not seek the Most High Yah of Israel shall be put to death. Tell them, Deborah, I don't care whether they small or great, whether they man or woman. Out of here. You see? That made me feel, that's like saying, see, Deborah, don't be out there playing with people, baby. You're doing the best that you know how in that flesh, because my spirit is leading you. But don't think that you're helping people. Don't think that you're being nice and kind. Don't think that you're trying to unify or trying to get one to come into his oneness. They can't. They got too much of their emotions and their feelings and their personal opinion in the way. They're not even serving me. And this is what this is about. The king, Yah called the order to the prophet. The prophet called the order to the king. The king called the order to Judah and Benjamin, the whole kingdom of Judah and Benjamin. So he called the order to the whole kingdom of Judah and Benjamin. And then the father's letting them know, tell you what, those that don't get in this order and this protocol, small and great, male and female, kill them. And y'all gonna sit here and think y'all got him bent. You're gonna be surprised how bent you are, how bent you were, and how bent you gonna continue to be. Because to me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I already know that if one person, just one individual, come into any live or any message and my voice hit their ear, that's their last choice. That's their final message. I know I should have been telling people that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that's your final message. Y'all ain't gonna send another one because you didn't cross one of his already. You will never find in your own study guide, in your, I tell you like this, in your study guide, in your lost books, your found books, your Enoch book, and any other books you can pull up and pull out. You ain't gonna find y'all sending prophet after prophet after prophet to one individual, to a multitude, millions, a billion. He don't. He gonna send you his one. And if you hear, if her voice has to come through your ear, that was your last chance. That's it. So I'm telling you right now, y'all got my Most High all bent. Because this is the way I know him. Oh, yeah, I've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all think I'm just be on here playing. That's why I said don't come to the page when you have an opportunity to run. But if y'all allow you to hear, not this message, any message, that's your last chance. That's it. People don't know. He said you be careful in who you think you entertaining. You really, and they have no idea that that's their last chance. And when I see 13, where it says that whosoever will not seek Yah of Israel shall be put to death, whether small or great. That means young and old, men or women. Let's continue, verse 14. And they swore unto Yah with a loud voice, and with shouting, and with trumpets, and with cornets. And all of Judah rejoiced at the oak. What was the oak? To come into covenant with Yah. And everybody that wouldn't, kill him. Kill him. Tell me my Most High don't play. So I don't know why we don't see today is worse than any day ever hit on the face of the earth. And we think that he don't mean that today. That was yesterday. Oh, that ain't what he mean. That ain't what he's saying today. Y'all fools. His wrath is kindled. His judgment has hit the earth. And you all sitting here talking about he don't mean that today. This was yesterday. Verse 15. And all Judah rejoiced at the oak, for they had sworn with their own heart and sought him with their whole desire. See, that's y'all ain't asking you to do much. He ain't asking nobody to do nothing. And I like this here. They whole desire, and he was found of them, and Yah gave them rest about. You see that? So how in the rest behind do y'all think that you are entitled to the rest in the midst of this chaos in this world? What makes you entitled? You are not rejoicing at the oak, which is the covenant that Yah is setting that you fall under. People are so caught up in themselves. All they want fulfilled is their emotions and their feelings. I've learned that throughout the time I've been on here. It's all about emotions and feelings. This message, you all would not even understand that it was for me, to let me know this is how messed up it is, Deborah. And if you in the day that like no other, that means you in the worstest time. So just imagine. Now, watch this here, verse 16. And also concerning Machal, how, I don't know who that is, the mother of that king, Azar, the king's mother, he removed her from being queen. Woo! I like that. His mother, the king of Judah, the king, the third king that was the king that the prophet came to, and the prophet came to the king of Judah and Benjamin, and the king came to the whole kingdom of Judah and Benjamin to set the pace, to correct the wrongdoing in the midst of Yah and go up under the covenant of Yah. But here it's telling you in 16 that king's mother, he removed her from being the queen. That's right. Get her tail on out of there. See, that was his mother. That was the king's mother. That was the king's mother. That was the king's mother. What happened? She was removed because she didn't want to follow the protocol. What's so beautiful about that? Want me to tell you what's beautiful about that? That king was ordered to kill her. But instead, he removed her as being king. You can't be king if you're not following the Yah of our forefathers that we decided we're gonna follow. We're gonna kill you. Instead of killing you, I'm gonna remove you from your throne. And he removed being a queen. She was the queen. He removed his own mama from being a queen because she had made an idol in a grove. And the king asked Sir, cut all down her idol. See, she insists on, she gonna continue to dip in this abomination and this idol worshiping. Even after the king had heard from the prophet. Now listen to this. Her son is over the whole kingdom of Judah and Benjamin. And he telling them that we're going to stop serving these other gods and doing things against the Most High Yah of our Father. Let's get it right. So he started from the temple on up, getting it right. And then he went to the people, and the people, we no longer going to serve these other idols and do these wicked and evil things. We're going to serve the Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now he was the king. 15 years. His mother, hey, I'm the mother. I'm your mother. I ain't finna serve no other Yah of our Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm going to have my own idol. And that's what she did. She made her own idol. And he cut it down and stamped it and burned it at the brook of Kidron. Do you see that? His own mother should have been killed because that's what was told. Anybody that didn't fall under the protocol as serving the Most High Yah of our father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, kill them. Young, small, and great, male and female, kill them. What happened to mama? So she had it good. He didn't want to kill his mama. But he stripped her from everything, destroyed her idol, and stripped her from her being a queen. She no longer is the queen. So it says, but the high places were not taken away out of Israel. Nevertheless, the heart of the king, which is Asa, was perfect all his days. See, I like that, Father. I like that. I see where you're going with that. Deborah, do what you're supposed to do. Don't come down that pedestal, because if you got that one following, just hold on and just teach from that level. Don't go run around here trying to get people to grip and get. Don't. Either they're going to follow the protocol that comes from the kingdom, or let them kick rocks like you be teaching. This here really did a lot of healing my spiritual man to bring out into my natural, because this is the king who received the prophecy order from the prophet. And where did the prophet receive his? From Yah. And listen how that king followed the protocol. Even if it came down to his mother, he stuck with the protocol. In verse 17, but the high places were not taken away out of Israel. Nevertheless, the heart of that king, which is Asa, was perfect all his days. All the rest of his living, he served the Most High Yah. Now watch this here, verse 18. And he brought into the house of Yah the things his father had dedicated, and that he himself had dedicated, silver and gold and vessels. Verse 19. And there was no more war until 35 years of the reign of Asa. Now see, Yah didn't let no war. It's, what does it say? 30 years. They didn't have no war. You don't think that's beautiful? All it did was Yah come to the prophet came to the king came to the people, and the people got under the covenant of the Most High Yah. And his household, which is his mother, went up against him. You see, he brought her down too and got things in order. And when he did that, all of his days, Yah blessed him. You see, you all want Yah to bless you. Why? You have nothing in front of you, in back of you, or on either side that speak louder than your ugly words to say that I serve a creator. He's chopped his own mother down from her queen position. He destroyed her idol god that she was built her little idol god off to herself, thinking she gonna override her son, which was the king. He tore that stuff up and burnt it, stripped her from her position to serve his Yah the way that the prophet told him that Yah said do. What in the rats behind is going on today? That people think that Yah don't have that same pull, that he got his own servant speaking. Again, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it more and more often. Yah ain't giving you another. That means, say for instance, you here and you go somewhere else. I don't give a rest behind where you go. I could care less. He ain't going to let you cross his anointed over and over and over until you decide your feelings and your emotions and your way of thinking, your way of acting, your way of understanding. It's going to come to be leveled. Only way it's going to be leveled is out there in that world. So get your tail out there, because that's where it belongs. I liked how the order went down. Anybody don't fall under this protocol, kill them. Small, great, male or female. You know what he was talking about? Young and old. You mean the young? Yeah. If the old is feeling that, kill their whole household. That's what that means. No matter how young they are, no matter how small they are, kill them. You got him bent, y'all. Y'all got the Most High bent. Let's continue. So I went to Exodus. Okay. Let me see which one I want to go to first. I went to Exodus chapter 22. Chapter 22. The Father was dealing with me. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I really like his how he rumbled. I like his swag, because he don't wait for me to approach him in how I feel. He knows my thoughts even when before I think it. My feelings, he on top of them. He's not underneath my feeling. He's on top of them, meaning my spiritual feeling, not my flesh feeling. He knows what I need. He gave me this. It's no way I would have went into that outside of what he taught. I listen to his voice from the inside and I run on that. But when he has to give me something on the outside to pull me on the inside, let me tell you something. Y'all sit your tails down. Take heed. Because if he has to give a word to his servant that he appointed and anointed to come down here, and then his servant rolls it off because I grip it instant, y'all. I don't wait till tomorrow and next day, hear it once, hear it twice. Well, oh, I go over here and here it is. No, I don't have to do that. Greater is a he that is in me than anything on the outside of me. Okay? So I don't have to wait like everybody else, waiting for him to whoop my tail. For what? He corrects me from the inside out. Okay, so here I go to Exodus chapter 22. And I'm grateful for this because when I got up this morning, I had no idea that this is what he had prepared. See, I don't have him bent. He's straight when the way I know him. I don't know him bent. But if he say to me, Sister Deborah, what is it I see it? Oh, Father Yah, I see a people who think that you are bent. Because you do. You know, if you take something and bend it, that's how people see Yah. Because they don't think he's straight. How you going to bend a two-edged sword? You'll cut your hand trying to do it. You going to cut that left or you going to cut that right? Okay? When you go to Exodus chapter 22, so even if he asks me, I'm going to tell him what I see it from on the earth. See? Y'all ain't got that opportunity because he ain't talking to you. But anybody that comes and hear, don't stay on here listening to me because that's the end of you. 99.9 would think I'm bull crapping. Good. Good. Let's rumble. Why is it the end? Y'all, it's not one to bring nothing across somebody over and over and over and over and over. You either hear what I saying or you kick rocks and go where you need to go. And that's what people messing up at. They thinking they can enter into the Holy of Holiness and just come out. Well, I think this is it. I want to go over here. I want to go over here. I want to understand this. I want to understand. You take your tail anywhere you go. Just like this situation here in 2 Chronicles chapter 15. The king got his order from the prophet, not prophets. He got his order, and his prophet got the order from Yah to give to the king. And the king decided, that's it. That's it. All of that wicked and abomination we doing, it stops right here. He began to get the temple straightened out and to get the kingdom of Judah and Benjamin on the right path. And anything that did not fall under his protocol, which was the king's order to follow Yah, because of what the prophet told him. And the prophet got his message from Yah. He told them to do what? Kill their tails. And y'all think y'all bent? No, you bent. You bent. Because if you think the Most High is bent and you straight, you tell me ain't this a sick world? Because that's the mindset of everybody. They think he ain't nothing. Oh, he ain't nothing. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't got nothing for us. You think that every false prophet, every false teacher, every false pastor, every false bishop, priest, pope, evangelist, Maureen, seers, watchmen, apostles, prophetess, they got a mouth and they can talk all the lies. Just as he was saying here, you don't agree? Kill them. I don't care. Young, which is small and great. I don't care. Male and female. Kill them. You got y'all bent, y'all. And you're going to find that out in this message. So when I get to Exodus chapter 22 and verse 20, when I get to Exodus chapter 20, verse 21, chapter 22, verse 20 and 21, and it reads in verse 20 of Exodus chapter 22, he that sanctifieth unto another God, any God, save unto Yah only, he shall be utterly destroyed. The message is you got y'all bent. Y'all got him bent all up. And I taught that probably, I think I probably got 20 messages out of all these messages I have on YouTube. I got about 20 of them saying the same thing. Y'all got him bent. I don't know what y'all serve. I don't know what y'all serve. Y'all got him bent. Because this is the y'all I look at and say, hey, this is the one I know right here. Because he don't play. We got him mixed up with flesh. The way the flesh of man thinks and function. Now listen to this. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 20. He that sanctifieth unto any other God, save unto the Most High only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Now, I like that. Let me tell you why. What he's saying is this, and you better not bother the strangers. You better not bother the strangers. That means other nations, which is the Gentiles. It says it right here in verse 21. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him. For ye were strangers in a land of Egypt. So how are you going to do to a stranger what has been done to you? I think about me, myself, as being an individual who my dad had got so angry with me. And I never forget him getting angry with me about that, because my dad was telling me what to teach my son. My son was the first grandson in a big family. And he was telling me, because I was putting him in a school way out in South County, and it was really majority Europeans there. And there were a handful of brown skinned children. But he was angry because he said, why would you take him out there? Why would you allow him to go out there? That's what my father was saying. He said, those people did. I said, before, Daddy, you need to teach him how can I teach him something I ain't experienced? That's what I told my father. Was my father, did he have the wisdom? Yes. He had the wisdom of knowing what's what and how they work. Yeah, but I didn't. So how did my father want me to teach a son that I didn't know how to teach? That type of information to. You see? But my father had the wisdom to tell me how I need to teach him. But teach him what? How can I teach him something I never knew myself? It don't make sense. Oh, my father was angry. The purpose of saying that is I have always been a type of person that was always across the board. I can talk to anybody, y'all. Because in talking and communicating, I didn't see my color and their color. I saw the words. I heard and I saw what was being said. The words cannot be seen in the natural, but in the spirit. That's what was more important to me. And that's why I say y'all been with me since I was 4 years old. So don't think I'm fresh meat. Okay. So I'm like saying, throughout my living, I have not experienced that because y'all never birthed that in me. Because my mission didn't require me to separate the two in the way of the spirit. But when it come down to the way of the flesh, pull up to truth of the whole matter when you know it. That means if you don't divide the white people and the black by just saying what you think. You divide them by the spirit realm that's in you that are allowing you to see the two difference. What my daddy said, I might not have knew it then, but I know about it now. Have it been applied to me? No. But I got that wisdom now that my father was talking about. I see it. But what is happening in this world, they want you to be on one side or the other. But let me tell you, I'm not on your side. If I can't be on the side of the Most High, y'all stand down. Put me in the grave. Don't bother me. Because I'm not going to grab one side over the other. But I'm going to tell you what both sides is consist of from the spiritual realm to the natural. You can sit down if you think I'm going to cut short on it, because I'm not. I'm going to pull up. The spirit don't send you down here to make it, only about this black race and only about the race you come from. No, he said, I will teach you all things, not some things. And that's what people is living on. And this is where he wants you to use your discerning spirit. Don't measure people based on the words they're telling you. Because in them is their emotions and their feelings and their personal opinion. You see, the same thing I deal with my son, Jonah. Well, that's what I call him, Jonah in the well. And I call Joseph quiet storm. But Jonah in the well, he don't get around nobody, the Europeans, the fake ooze. And I preach to him and I preach to him. And I think about even what my dad was saying. My son could say that. When mama, how you telling me how they are, and I never experienced that. But look what's happening, not today, not yesterday, that has been happening. When they get around them, they always the one that's found dead. You got all these men hung from a tree and a female last month, hung from a tree. And you got a whole country saying it's okay. Because if you don't say that it's not, you're saying it that it is. And God's judging you, whether you say it or not. He knows what's in your heart. That's why he said, be careful out here. If you don't have the spirit of discerning, sit your tails down. Because you're not really, and don't let what somebody give you interfere with your discerning. You see what I'm saying, y'all? So I'm coming to y'all in a realm of totally spiritual. Don't ever let someone give you something that's going to erase you understanding who they are. Don't do it. Because the spirit pull up on you quick, like he did with me this morning. See, you thinking you going on, let me get me a cup of coffee. I'm going on to my porch and I'm going to sit down and drink me a cup of coffee. And, let me take my book. Father he's shouting to me this message, and y'all, it's heavy. Let me continue it. So here in Exodus chapter 22 and verse 20 through 21, did y'all hear what it says? Thou shalt neither vex a stranger let's go back to 20. In verse 20, he that sanctified unto another God, save until the Most High Yah only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Do y'all know what destroyed means? I know what you don't, do you? I know you don't. You don't know what it means. I know you don't. And it's okay. It's a lot you don't know that you run around here saying you know. Okay. But then verse 21 said, thou shalt neither vex a stranger. I said, I like that. That's how I got on that thing about a black and white, a race sort of thing, and how I never got involved in that. But what I'm learning in this midnight hour, you better be careful. You better be careful, because I'm seeing it in the world. And it's coming back at full force like it once was. And because the world is not seeing it, that's on them. Y'all say, I will teach you all things. So if people think only he going to teach you what They feel that you should be teaching and preaching and saying it and preaching it and teaching it. Well, that's on them. That's where you know hate is in them and always been, because they don't face truth. You see? So I wanted to share that in that where he's talk about the strangers, because Yah has a place for the strangers. There's a purpose for them. They are the one that's grafted in. It's not so much as the heathens and just it's the strangers. The strangers are strangers for a reason. And I know I'm watching as I'm doing my study the protection of Yah over the strangers, which is other nations. So that's why I say don't put your heart to a level of hate to where you can't embrace other nations, because Yah, when he speaks to me of strangers, is different than what you understand of strangers. Because strangers to me is people who in Yah and Yah in them. They strangers, but what makes them okay is because Yah in them and they in him. And that's why you see in 21, in Exodus 22 and 21, thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him. You know who he's talking to? Those who call themselves the true Jews. You see? And then he says, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. So how can you apply something to somebody else that had been applied to you, and I came from the throne to get you out of it, and here you are applying it to somebody else? See, y'all bent. Y'all got him bent. Y'all got the Most High bent, because he is not your way. So let me go to Deuteronomy 13. It's a sad thing. Y'all got him all bent up. And only one bent is you. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 5. Now watch this. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Most High Yah, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yah thy God, which Yah command. Look at that word command. That's what commandments mean to me. It's when the word command you to do something. That's commandments to me. It's when the word, which is the Father, command you to do something. That's what he did with Adam. He gave him instructions and directions. And then he commanded him as well, which is the consequences. He commanded him by his word. I command you by my word. And it says, and Yah command thee to walk in. So shall thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. Now, I'm going to read that again. We in Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 5. Hear this, y'all. Now hear this. And that prophet or that dreamer or dream of dreams. Now there go the ones that's all on YouTube. See, y'all ain't got good sense. Y'all ain't got no good sense. Because here he's about to say something about dreamers and dreams. You know how a lot of people on here say, when I had a dream and he came to me in a dream and in a vision. That's all you hear out of the prophets and the prophetess on these devil platforms. Now listen to what he says. And that prophet, this is what a lot of the prophets are saying. They having dreams. They are dreamers. Or I had a dream back in 2000. He said, did. I had a dream back in 2001. He said, did. And here it is. You have 2026, worse than any time ever hit the face of the earth. And you pulling up with 2021 when he said something. 2022 when he said something. 2023. Do you know what day it is? We in that day. What he told you 2020 can't compare to this day we're in today. People, y'all are lost. You all are bent, thinking my father is bent. So listen to what he said in verse 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. Watch this here. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Most High Yah, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yah, thy Yah, has command, his word command thee to walk in. So shall thou put evil away from the midst of thee. See, we as people ain't gripped it. We've been commanded by the word of Yah. I'm talking to the body of Hamashiach, those who got the Holy Spirit. We ain't walking on the word of man. We ain't living on the tradition of man. We are walking by the command of the word and not by the words. But I love this because it's telling you the prophet or that dreamer of dreams. And that's what you see today. They calling themselves prophets and prophetess, especially these prophetess. All these dreams and visions. Who in the rat behind started that mess? I had a dream back in 2000 and I had a dream back in 1979, or I had a dream back in 1989. Do y'all know that's what they're saying? They ain't pulling up in the year 2026. You know why? You know why they ain't pulling up? Because this is the worstest time ever that has approached the earth. The Father wants us to know that. This ain't never been a time like this. So how you gonna pull up dreams and visions you had 20 years, 10 years, 5 years ago up on what we dealing with today? Because y'all are fools. Y'all are fools. Y'all gonna let you pull up vision he gave you 10, 20 years ago for today. You're a fool. But I like what it says here. Kill him. Kill him. That's the one I know. That's why I tell you I don't play with him. That's the one I come to know since I was 4. I don't know who y'all be serving. It's no way I would take him out of order. If I can't serve him in the order of who he is, all that and some, I ain't gonna serve him at all. And I ain't gonna play hypocrite with you all. I'm not gonna play it with you. So if that's the way you are, it's time for you to get your tail somewhere and sit down with it. Because it ain't gonna be played on this platform. As long as y'all give me the strength to keep opening my mouth as his servant, I'm gonna do so. Okay, so right there, I like that. Now watch this here. We're in Deuteronomy chapter 13. I just showed you how he said in verse 5, and that prophet or that dreamer or dreamers shall be put to death because he has spoken to turn you away from Yah. Now listen to this. Let me explain something to y'all. And that's why I say you better be careful. And I advise y'all, whoever on here, to get your butt up and get out. I keep telling y'all, don't come to this page. This is your final turn in destiny to good and anything righteous. He's not going to draw you to the light, to pull you to the darkness, take you to the light again. He's not going to do that. I don't know where people got him that bit, that he's going to be one to bring you here. You're going to sit your tail here a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, month, year, and think that, oh, let me get away from her when I'm in a way of in my emotions and my feelings, and I'm going to go over here because they said this and they said it's because you are doomed. Because he ain't never sent his servants. And you think you his servant? He ain't going to send his multitude of his body of Hamashiach in the light, in the dark, in the light, in the light, in the light over here. Oh, he ain't. If you ain't going to see the first one, you ain't going to see the second. If you ain't going to see the second light, you ain't going to see the third. If you ain't going to see the third light, you ain't going to see the fourth. Because the first light is the light that's carrying spirit and truth and the light in the right hand. And if you don't see it, let me tell you, you ain't got nothing coming the rest of your living. You better read your own study guide and sit your tail down, because it teaches you that. You ain't gonna see Yah sending 2 and 3 prophets all over the place to tell a multitude. He'll send one prophet among millions. See how sick y'all are? Y'all got him bent. He don't rumble that way. So what, your feelings go that way? So what, your emotions go the way? So what, your spirit is that way? Y'all don't rumble your way. So then I dropped from chapter 13 of Deuteronomy to chapter 13 of Deuteronomy to verse 9. What does it say? But thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward thy hand of all the people. Now, why is that? These are people who are not following the protocol of Yah. So y'all think y'all bad today, huh? That's how evil people are today. Because they think they so tough and so bad, they can buckle up and buckle down on the Most High Yah. They think that he's so dumb and stupid, and they can bend him all kind of ways they want him. You know what? I really love the way he summed these things up. That's why I like his swag. I like the way he rumbled, because he saved the best of his power for this day. Oh yeah, I know many of you all thinking you're going to be there to get to Mount Zion. You be lucky if you last another year or two. You see? So while you preparing and packing your bags for Mount Zion, and your spirit is rotten as hell. The way you see Yah, you think he's bent up and bent backwards so you can be able to ride any way you want. You can ride any way you want, because no matter what, he'll never be bent. You just bent up, calling him bent up, because you bent up and bent down. Okay? So in verse 9, he's saying here, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hands of all the people. I'm trying to see. False prophets. Oh, it was talking about the same thing. The false prophets and to be destroyed, the dreamers. All these people who out here leading y'all tales in all kind of ways on this devil platform. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, they on here serving darkness, but you serving yourself to them. You running your tail to and fro, and your tail ain't getting nothing for your spirit. Your spirit is more anorexium and dying by the day, because you won't die to your own nasty flesh. So your spirit must die, because your flesh want to live in what it want to live in. You're dying daily and have no idea. Your spirit is anorexium because you haven't gotten the food for the spirit. You didn't come down here to be fed in the spirit. You come down to represent your flesh. So if you think for 1 minute my Most High is bent, I'm here to tell you, not only are you bent up, you bent down, you bent all around. So you see how messed up you are? So all of you all out there who think that you taking the Creator to be bent all up so you can be straight. Did y'all know that's what it is? People who wants to be straight in their feelings, their emotion, and their first personal opinion, they want to live this living in a way that they feel straight. And according for them to do that, guess what they do? They will bent y'all all up so they can walk in their flesh straight. So they think. You see how sick they are? And I'm giving you these verses, and I'm now finna jump to verse 15. As you read, take out time, you all, and read verse Deuteronomy 13. It's a lot of things being done to those that, like it is today, being killed and destroyed. Kill their tails, destroy them. See, y'all thought that this Most High was created in your image. Oh yeah. Y'all caught up in your own image, thinking he's fall under the protocol of your image. You had it bent because you bent. But you bent not just up and down, but you bent all around. Because if you think for 1 minute that my Most High is bent anywhere, that's where you at. Bent all up and all around. So it jumped to Deuteronomy 13 and verse 15. And then when I get to Deuteronomy 13 and verse 15, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroy it utterly, and all that it is in that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. Y'all, you all just don't understand the creator that you think you're dealing with. I know you don't care because you think he's gonna have to kiss your tail. That's a part of it. Everybody think that he has to bow down and kiss their tails. No, he don't, baby. You already in the lake of fire and don't know it. Oh, yeah. See, a lot of y'all didn't know that, did you? When you are already signed, you already signed. When you think like that and you conduct yourself in those type of in that type of way, and you walk there in that type of way, guess what? You already in the lake of fire. You just don't feel it as much. But it'll get closer and closer as you get out of here. And then once you're out of here, you feel the fire. Because if you read this, you can see it says in that same chapter, Deuteronomy 13, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes to pass, whereof spoke unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods. See, this is what they're doing. These people on these devil platforms, and let me show y'all how all of y'all gonna pay the price. Because people are on this devil platform as false can be. False prophets, false prophetess, false dreamers, false everything. False prophecies. And they feeding you by great numbers. You want me to know why they're wrong? Because they ain't teaching you the word of Yah. I heard in Matthew chapter 24, the gospel shall be preached, and then the end. The gospel shall be preached, and then the end. Where along the line is it telling you I need to send dreamers and prophets and prophetess to tell y'all what I'm going to do? Deborah, everybody already know what I'm going to do. Why do we need to be told a dream back in 2015 for a time as this today of what y'all going to do? Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Woo! Now I'm finna go into thunder. Here we are, Exodus 32. The reason why I like this last one, this is the last one, Exodus 32. I like this one here, y'all. Because what it shows you is, it showed me when the Spirit gave it to me. To see, Deborah, pay attention. He gave me this, and he wants me to pay attention. Now, here we go. Exodus chapter 32, and we're going to start with verse 7. Exodus chapter 32 and verse 7. And Yah said unto Moses, go down. He's on mountain. He's telling him to go down. Why? Because the Hebrew Israelites that he brought out of Egypt, Aaron and the Levites is overseeing them. And he want Moses to get down to them. Just listen. Get thee down, for thy people, which thou brought out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. In my book, it shows themselves slanted. Why? Because the Father want me to look at the fact of themselves, meaning the people did it to themselves. Woo! I like that. They did it to themselves, Deborah. You know what he's telling me? Don't go chasing behind somebody, thinking that somebody is holy, thinking that somebody is right with Yah, and they dealing with emotions, feelings. They dealing with personal opinions. They dealing with some undealt with issues within. Woo! Did you go there, Deborah? Oh, yes, I went there all for me. All the way for me. They're dealing with personal issues within. Let's go back to this. Exodus chapter 32 and verse 7. And Yah said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people which thou brought out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. Themselves is sideways. So he's saying to his prophetess, it ain't nothing you done. They did it to themselves, baby. Don't ever think that it's something you done. These people doing this to themselves. You the light that come down to bring the truth out of darkness. These people doing this to themselves. If you ever think to have your study guide and you see words in your study guide where it's slanted, you need to consider it as a study. That means go in the spirit realm and understand why did this word become slanted. That's how I tell y'all, he told Satan and those that represent Satan, no matter what y'all do, you better keep the light on. And that's keeping the light on so I can see it, question it, go before Yah. Father, the light on right here, what that mean for Yah? Okay, Deborah, it means something to you and others that are founded in the body of Hamashiach. It means something, themselves. Trust that people are who they are themselves. It's not something that I send you down there to be worried about or get caught up in or be concerned about. Let those people be who they are. And don't feel it's something you done, something you said, something you created. That this is them themselves. Deborah, I brought them out of Egypt. They had this in them when I brought them out. So I want you to know what's in them came in them through their own birth. It been with them, baby. This is who they are. Don't think you're going to change anybody on this devil platform. Only darkness can change people and make them even darker and darker and darker. The light ain't coming on this devil platform to bring light to where somebody's going to come from darkness to light. No, the Father says it's over. The light was put on in individual before the foundation of the world. So if you think it's time for him to bring the light forth right here and now, that's a lie. We just live in the lie and figure it's the truth. We want it to reign in us as the truth. No, these people were like this, baby, themselves. It's in them, baby. They came down here like that. So that's why when you get to that verse 7 of Exodus chapter 32, and you see that in Exodus, and I don't know why people wouldn't even see that. The books that y'all have, you need to throw them away. If they're not a book that got the light on, that has the light on, you need to throw them away. Okay? So verse 8, they have turned aside quickly out of the way which command them. You see that, child? Command them. So when you hear people talking about commandments, sit down. Those commandments are for those that's following the law of the world. He had to put something in protocol. He had to put something in line. For those who follow the way of the world, needed commandments. But mine, I am the one that command. So commandments come from the power of command. Commandments come from the power of he that command. Strictly straight over your head. And it's meant to go over your head. So what did he say in verse 8? They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I command. Who is I? He is the Father. He is the Word. The word command them. That's deep. That's deep. The word command them. See, everybody looking for commandments. The commandments was needed to rule this world. They needed some order. And he gave them commandments. But before there was commandments, there was the word. And the word was with Yah. And the word was Yah. And the word was with him in the beginning. And when that word speaks, it commands you to obey. So here he said, I command them, Deborah. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it, Deborah, and have sanctified thereunto and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which has brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So he's telling Moses, get thee down. These people who are themselves. Oh, I love that Father. Yeah, I love the way he rumbles. Oh, I love his swag. He tell them to leave the light on, they leave it on. That's that power of command. He commands his word. He speaks that word and it becomes. Everything he created in Genesis is because the power of his word. He brings the word and the power bring it forth based on his word command, his power to bring it forth. See, y'all don't get it. Straight across your head. So here it says that these are the ones that he had commanded. His word didn't command them. But what did they do? They decide to steal, crank up a calf that they can worship as their God. Who? Those people he brought out of Egypt. Moses on the mountain. Now listen to this. And Yah said unto Moses, now I want y'all to pay attention because this is what this message is about. You got Yah bent. I want y'all to pay attention to how he rumbles. This is the swag of the Most High Yah. I try to tell y'all, but y'all don't know about his swag. Y'all don't know about how he rumble. But this sister do. He been with me since I was 4 years old. I like his swag. I like the way he rumble. Because watch how he rumble here. Watch this here, y'all. Just watch it. And I know even when you hear me speak it and you can be looking dead at it, it's still gonna go over your head. Anytime I speak and it go over your head, you in the wrong place. Honestly, y'all, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You in the wrong place. Okay? And for real. Okay? And he said, he told them in verse 8, telling Moses that the people then gone crazy, making them a calf as their God to serve. Look at verse 9. And Yah said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, look, Moses, it is a stiff-necked people. Where are we at, Deborah? Where are we at, Deborah? Where are we at? We in Exodus. That's in the beginning. You mean he been calling these people stiff-necked, rebellion and disobedient all this time? And y'all get y'all tails over to this country and you want to say that somebody bothering you? Come on. Make it make sense. Now one of y'all tails can make it make sense. See the difference from spirit and truth? With the light in the right hand versus all the lies you keep trying to tell people doing to you? You see? You was a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people way before any slavery took place. I'm sorry, Father. They just as gone as you said they are. They gone. This is why you over here. You should have learned this. You should have gripped this, taught this, preached this, taught spirit and truth with the light in your hand. But ain't now one of y'all tails went on the highway and byway. You sit your tails up and try to judge somebody like me, the servant of the Most High Yah. That's where your energy come in. That's where your ego and your pride and your boasting come in. When you can try to find something that y'all serving is doing and saying that's wrong. Guess what? We flesh like you are. We ain't perfect. But y'all ain't telling you to look at our flesh. He's saying to hear the spiritual words out of them because I'm using them for the spirit where I can speak my word out of them while you looking at their flesh, trying to category their flesh. When you finish, they still mine. Okay? So here he's telling Moses that he brought them out of Egypt and that they are stiff-necked people. Now see how had you took those 404 years, I'm just going to pull up them other 4 years, and learn what stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience, you know what it is, y'all? Judah, Israel, Judah, way back in the beginning, you was considered stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. That means you don't follow rules. You don't follow the protocol. You know why? It started with the Most High Yah. If you can't follow him, you can't follow nobody else. So could everybody be treating you a certain way when you couldn't follow the rules of the Most High Yah? What in the rest behind makes you think you can follow the protocol today of this world when you couldn't even follow he that created you? He called you stiff-necked. He said you rebellion. He said you disobedient. That's a people that's hard to work with. That's a people that's too hard. That's a people that's so hard. Hard is hard. They don't understand that they stiff-necked. They don't understand that they disobedient. They don't understand they rebellion. That means they can't follow no protocol. The Father said to me, Deborah, that's what make me the end. See, because he's going to take what's so bad on the earth, flip that bad boy in the end. And then the world, which is the heathen, shall know. Not that Israel and Judah, all that. No, that I am the Most High Yah. I'm going to show myself in a stiff neck, a rebellion, and a disobedient people at the end. So you want to talk about how he is the beginning? Sure he is. And so sad you don't even know what the beginning is. Because the beginning didn't start on the earth. It started in the kingdom. And guess what? The end don't start to the end the way you know end. The end ends with his power. Oh yeah. It's his power showing up and showing out. That's his end. That is the end. So when y'all run around here think you know something, you don't know nothing. So here he's dealing with Moses, telling Moses that these people are stiff-necked. I sit back and I be trying to get the Father to give me some understanding. And he said, well, wait a minute, are you hard of hearing? I'm speaking to you from the inner man. Are you hard of hearing? I'm coming to you, Deborah, from the inner. Are you hard of hearing? They are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. They ain't gonna listen to you because they ain't listen to me. They ain't listening. They don't see nothing in this world, even to this very day, 2026, because they didn't listen to me back in the beginning. So I don't expect him to hear me at the end. That's why there is an end, and that's my power. I'm going to work on the worst of the worst, the one that everybody, and they will say, when they try to make us this way, they try to look at us as this. But wait a minute. Where in the rest behind, you don't understand the creator who created you see you this way. So you think today the people, the way they see you is because they see you that way? Wait, they see you that way because y'all put them over here, put you over here so they can see you because they are like you too. So they put you over here so you can see yourself in them and they can see themselves in you. See, you didn't know that, did you? Go back to Ezekiel 36. He put you over here so you can see you because he was tired of seeing you from the beginning. Nothing changed. Nothing was going to change because heaven knew you wasn't going to change when he came off the throne to bring you out of Egypt. He knew you wasn't going to change. He's telling Moses way back in Exodus, you ain't going to hear no man from the Hebrew Israelite movement and cult teach this. Oh, no. Because you're waiting for them to teach you more lies. That fits you better. That comforts you better. Because people are more born in the flesh. They're not the spiritual seed of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. They're the flesh seed of the flesh. So what happened? He says to Moses in verse 10, now therefore let them alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them. That's why he ain't bothering you right now. He ain't bothering you right now. It's going according to his protocol. He ain't busting no move right now either, is he? Things are going according to his protocol. And that I may consume them. Now he's telling Moses, leave alone. Let my wrath make wax hot against them. So he getting hot against Israel and Judah. They down there building their own calf to worship a God, their own God. So he told him, I may consume them, and I will make of them a great, and I will make of thee, telling Moses, I'm still going to make you a great nation, but I'm going to consume them right here and now. You see, he called out that protocol. You guys, I want to tell y'all, you will never in your living get a man to teach you this. It's too much light. It's too much light in what I'm teaching. Too much. And this here divide the light from the darkness. A great, great deal. Because right in this here message, Deuteronomy 32, it's going to bust you wide open. And if you are bust wide open and still can't see the light, well, let me tell you something. You better find some sort of altar. You better hope it's anointed. Because you on the wrong track if you think you're in righteous. Because this here message is breaking it down in the spirit realm. In verse 9, he tells you that these people are like this, stiff-necked. That there shows you that Israel was like this, not when they got over here to be in slavery. So this is why the fault never was intended to blame a people for the way that you were and the way that you are and the way things are going. Because you was this way to the Creator. What part of that you all don't get? You was this way to the Creator, not this way to a people. Or in the land of your captives and in the land of your oppressor, you were already this way. There it is, way back in the beginning. Israel and Judah. So when you got over here, he called himself putting you right here, and there go you. So you can see the mirror of yourself. He know that this here country, not the country, but the people, which are Europeans, had the worst spirit, and he put you in the midst of them so you can see yourself. That's why you're over here. Only so you can see, look in the mirror at yourself as a people. He said, I put them in the land that's like unto them. Woo! What happened to these men miss that, Father? They supposed to. They're the seed of the serpent. That's why the end is going to bring spirit and truth. That's why I'm got you out here bringing the light out of it. It ain't to deliver nobody. It's to set darkness to the level of understanding. See, I'm going to bring truth out. Ain't nothing you can do about it. No, it ain't going to bring nobody out, but it ain't going to put nobody in either. You see? So here he say in verse 10, now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot. He telling Moses, stand down. He tell me that a lot of time too. Stand down. Let me do what I do best. That's all he telling him. I'm angry. I'm hot. Now watch this here. Verse 11. And Moses besought Yah, his Yah. So he's showing you that Moses got some words now he finna say to the Most High Yah. And he said, Yah, why doeth thy wrath wax hot against thy people? Why are you mad with your people? Did not he just tell that nutball that they stiff-necked? They down there worshiping a calf. Did not he just tell them that? You see? So everybody likes to put Moses all the way up here. Men put Moses all the way up here. Well, how can Moses be all the way up here and didn't make it over there? Deborah, you're going to get yourself in trouble. I'm in trouble already. And I like it. I like it. How in the rats behind you going to put Moses up here when Moses didn't make it over there? But you got him up here and he didn't make it over there. What do you mean, Deborah? Y'all, flesh of a men, teaching and preaching this thing totally out of the protocol of any righteous order. You put the characters on high. But he that you put on high didn't make it to the promise. So sit your tails down. You ain't making no sense. Sit down. So here he is telling Moses. He just told him. They down there making a calf, serving another idol, or serving another god. They are some stiff-necked people. And you're going to have the audacity. Moses have the audacity to say this. And Moses besought Yah and said unto Yah, why doeth thy wrath hot against the people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of the land of Egypt with a great power? See how he told them? Do y'all know right here today? Oh, let me highlight that. Do y'all know right here today? I'm finna close a lot of y'all tails down. Do you know right here today, when you get men teaching and preaching this, they don't see that part. Because they think Moses brought the people out. Guess what? Yah did not come down. And when he heard the voice of Egypt, the voice of Israel crying, he came with the whole host. Go back and read it. See, y'all bent. And y'all trying to tell me my father, y'all, is bent. You bent. Because now one of y'all knew that. Y'all would say, the men would teach it, and Moses brought the children of Israel. He brought us out. And Moses didn't do a rat behind. It tells you, y'all in the whole host of heaven brought their tails out. Not Moses. But that's showing you the protocol of how man can convert the power of Yah. But look how Moses speak of it. Watch it. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this here. Verse 11. Watch this here, y'all. And Moses besought Yah and said, Yah, why doeth thy wrath wax hot against the people which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt? You brought them forth. Watch this here. With great power. Look at that right hand. See, he took his power to bring them people out. And right now, today, they still don't give him glory and honor and praise. They want to say they are awakened and we the true people, we the king, we the leader, we the ruler, but won't give him the glory. You tell me ain't that messed up from the floor? This is why I tell y'all, all these people on this devil platform is crooked, wicked, and evil. They serving other yahs. Even themselves thinking they are a God to you all because you all the fools that run underneath them. They ain't giving you nothing for your spirit. Now listen to this. He said, Moses calling them out. He said, with a great power and with a mighty hand. That's that right hand. That's that right hand. Anytime the Most High has to pull up with that right hand, somebody in trouble. And his right hand never have been respected. His right hand has never been honored. His right hand has never been praised. His right hand has never been glorified. His right hand has never been edified. His right hand has never, ever, ever, ever been identified. Y'all some sick people that think that y'all are all that and some. And you think you got him bent. Oh, I mess you up from the floor when it come down to him. I mess your tails up. And it won't be no shame in my game. He been with me since I was 4 years old. You think I'm going to sit here and play patty cake baker man with y'all tails? No, I'm finna tell you. Because this is what he brought to me this morning to deliver me. You know that comfort? The comforter that will come? This is what he does. He comforted me this morning to assure me, pull up. Enjoy yourself. Leave out all that trash alone. Don't hurt yourself. Now watch this here. Look how Moses gave him the glory. Look how Moses edified him. Look how Moses identified him. Look how Moses magnified him. Y'all missed it, didn't it? See how it went over your head again? I told you. It goes over people's head quick. People, whenever stuff like this, that's why I tell you, don't come to this page and don't continue to come. I don't need you to come. Because if you're not spiriting truth with the light, you ain't got that spiritual backpack full, and you ain't eating things by the spirit realm, you just out here being in the way. Just like Judas. Kingdom had let Judas sit in the way of who? The 12? Just to do what? The worst of the worst sin was to betray the one that come from the kingdom. He sent another one from the kingdom just to sit among him to send him to hell. Ooh-wee. And you think you bad. You think you bad. You think you got somebody bent. Yeah. Y'all bent. You bent. Moses turned around here. He magnified the Most High. He edified him. He magnified him. Listen to how he did it. Yeah, these are the same people you brought out of Egypt. You did it with that great power. Look at that. And that mighty hand. He just told the whole world. And y'all wondering why the Most High is letting everybody do what they're going to do. Because that same power right there is what's waiting to be pulled up. It's called the end. See, y'all thought that y'all had it going on because somebody done told you their dreams and visions. You think you got it made. You think you know what you talking about. You bet. You bent so up, you crooked. You bent in a circle. So you really messed up. So that right there, I wanted to show y'all that how Moses could edify him. And this is where we should be stepping in. But see, no matter how you teach the right hand and show his power and you show his greatness and you show his excellence, you show him to be marvelous, you ain't gonna edify him. You ain't gonna glorify him. Too much evil in you. Too much evil. You didn't come to glorify him. You come to glorify the lies, the deception, the evil, the darkness, the wicked. That's what you will glorify. Now listen to this. Now Moses saying this about him, but he using it to say that you getting mad at them. You the one brought them out. You brought them out with that great power. You brought them out with that right hand. So even though in the midst of him magnifying him, he also trying to say, you the one did it with all that you had in you. You did it with all that you had in you. You did that. That's what Moses said. But listen to this. Wherefore should the Egypt speak? The Egypt, Pharaoh and his whole country or whatever country, he said, speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out to slay them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth. Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of thy evil against thy people. Now you see what Moses is saying. He's telling the Father so that it won't look bad. Don't destroy them. Repent. Don't do it, Father, so it won't look bad. Who is he saying that it's going to look bad to? What he brought them out of. They'll look and say, nah, that's what they get. He brought them out just to destroy them in the mountain. So Moses, look how Moses is dealing with the Most High, y'all. Want me to show you how crooked y'all are? Watch this here. When you find out something, and I'm going to go over this, I'm going to break every piece of it down and watch how lost you are. And I mean, you're lost in the spirit realm, that realm that you think that you are so perfect in, or you so holy than thou, or you full of the Ruach, you got the Holy Spirit. I'm going to show you where you missing it by a long shot. Now, Moses sitting here now saying this to him in a way that the evil of what they doing is evil, but you repent to don't do it in a sense, Father, because then they're going to say that, look what he brought them out just to kill them in the mountain. That's what Moses telling to the Father. Now, why are you talking? Let me send this down. Why are you, Moses, saying anything to the Most High Yah? Did not he tell you his wrath is waxed hard against him? That means shut your darn mouth and get out of my way. Oh no, you flesh. You think you know him. He your ace. You know him so well. You think you're going to stand before him and say what your flesh desire. He already told you I'm waxed. Let me see where he said he was telling him. Verse 10. Now, therefore, let me alone. Wait a minute. The Most High telling Moses, shut up talking to me and leave me alone. For what? My wrath may wax hot against them. My wrath waxed hot against them. Leave me alone. He's telling this to this man, and he don't get it. This is the Yah I know. That's what I call rumbling. When I say he got a swag, that's what I like about him. I like that. I like how he moves, because he don't play. And no matter what goes on in this earth in the year 2026, and I see it, and I be telling him and hooping, hollering, your tears is icicle to me. I already seen that, baby. Don't get in my way. Didn't I create you a lane? Get in it. Get in your lane. That's what your lane is for. Don't come over by me. Don't stand still, Deborah. No. Don't play with me. Get in your lane. So he's telling Moses, leave me alone. Shut up. I'm hot. They down here serving another God. They done built them a calf, and I'm hot. And you're going to stand here and tell me to not do anything. Okay. I'm going to flip the script. Watch what he did. Watch the power of Yah. You don't have him bent. You the one bent. Now watch this here. Verse 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See how he flipped it? Look how Moses using everything he can against Yah. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swore by thy own self, and said unto them, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I spoke I will give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. Now you see that? What did Moses do? He's tapping in, He's trying to tap into the Yah's emotions. He gonna pull up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He gonna tap in. He called himself tapping into Yah's emotions. Why is he trying to do that? He's trying to pull that wax anger down. Yah said that he said, now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make thee a great nation after I consume them. So what Moses is doing, Moses thinking he climbing on top of Yah, pulling up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all the promise you promised them. Bro, many of you all think, this is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all want to put Moses high, but fail to realize you putting them up high, and he didn't even go over. Sit your tails down. Stop trying to elevate the flesh of men. Try taking that elevation and elevate the Most High Yah. Oh, I know what you ain't got the sense. So here is Moses trying to tell the Father and trying to pull up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What else did he pull up? The promise. Promise of the what? Of the seeds. And what else, Deborah? He called himself pulling up the promise of the land. Moses using everything he can. Why? Because Yah is hot. Oh, yeah, he hot. So Moses said, I'm going to have to pull up everything I can. Watch my father's swag. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Watch this here. Verse 14. And Yah repented of the evil which he thought to do unto them, his people. Now, repented, it means he turned it around. You know, repent means to turn. You see, you have to know how to take the word and put it in the right contents. Here, it don't mean he repent like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I did this. Want me to show you why? We're going to see how sorry he is. So you better get that right. You ain't got him bent. You bent. You bent. He ain't never been bent. Now, right here again, let me show you this. 14, Exodus 32 and 14. And Yah repent. That means Yah turned. He turned his ideal of coming down himself. But watch how he gonna do it. I like his swag. I'm telling you, I like how he rumbled. Now watch it, 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mount. And the 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. Now you notice it says the 2 tables of testimony were in his hand. And the tablet were written on both of their sides, and on one side and on the other side were written. Okay. Now here Moses coming down the mountain. Now he think he didn't set Yah down, cool Yah off. He think he. I love this Moses. Moses coming down off the mountain, and he think he didn't cool the Most High down. Baby, don't mess with him. Y'all terrible people think you mess with a terrible Yah. Father Yah, they think they got you bent. So here go Moses coming down. So in verse 15, Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the 2 tablets of the tabernacle were in his hand, and the table were written on both of their sides. On one side and on the other were they written. So here Moses coming on down to see what's going on with the people. Now, y'all got your tail on holy ground, telling you what's going on. You up there thinking that you gonna calm him down. He hot telling you what the people doing before you even bring your stupid tail down. But you ain't heard what he was telling you. Instead, you took to him thinking you calming him down in what he got planned. When y'all got something, get out of his way. I don't care what's going on in your family or what's going on in you. When y'all got a plan, get out of his way. Get your tails out of his way. Don't go trying to change this world, these people, the way they thinking and teaching. You can't change it. It's settled. It's written. And it's way back in the beginning. So Moses coming on down with the tablets, verse 16. And the tablets were the work of Yah. And the writing was, I like that word was, because with mine, your Bible, your instruction guide, if it doesn't have the word slanted was, look at it. Verse 16. And the tablets were the work. I like the word were. It's slanted. The work of Yah. And the writing was, the writing was the writing of Yah, graved upon the tablet. Now let's go stay there. Let's ride right there for a minute. In verse 16, and if you don't have your study guide, then you messed up from the floor up anyway. So verse 16 is saying a mighty Remember I told you he told Satan and let Satan know that everybody that worship you, you better tell them to keep the light on. Here's a prime example in verse 16. See? That's why I never tell people don't study this Bible. Because Yah will pull up as the true teacher and teach you straight through it. But he'll make you put it in the right protocol, in the right order, in the way he orchestrated it from the kingdom. He didn't orchestrate this Bible. He had strolls and his ways. Okay, I said an example. You know how John the Baptist went to the kingdom to tell the whole revelation? When that's how Yah is. You know, John the Baptist couldn't hold all that he wrote down, but the Holy Spirit still ruling. Ain't nothing coming out of the kingdom that's written that's going to be on the earth crooked. Okay, so all this bending, trying to bend my father up, you bend. Okay, so here in verse 16, me as a servant of the Most High in the wilderness is taught by the Holy Spirit. When I see in verse 16, and the tablets were, the word were is slanted. So that's telling me, put it together, Deborah, were a work of Yah. And the writing was the writing of Yah, graved upon the tablet. Now you got to take both of them. The devil is a liar. I don't know if I'm still on. I don't know if I'm still going. But the 16, I don't know if I'm still on unless someone give me a thumbs up. But I'm gonna keep rolling. I hope I'm still on. But I don't know if no one gives me a thumbs up. So it says here in 16, were and was, letting you know already before what's his name? Moses came down. It was already under were and was, almost like a past tense, because it got destroyed. So it's giving you a head up in the spirit realm. So verse 17, and when Joshua heard noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. So Moses coming down, he hear the noise, and Josh said, it sounds like noise in the camp. Verse 18, and he said, it is not the voice of them that shouted for misery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. Them that sing do I hear. So Joshua and Moses coming down, when Moses come down, Joshua and him was saying, this is don't seem like a cry of misery, nor is it the voice of them that's crying because they overcome by something, but it's a noise of them that sing do I hear. So they hear someone singing. Okay, good. Thank you. Now watch this here. Now they hear them singing and having a good time. So verse 19, it says, and it came to pass as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot. Wait a minute, hold up. You see that wax hot that Yah said he had toward the people? Now Moses got it. Woo-wee. You see how y'all run over that? Bro, you up here telling me, but I'm going to make you carry the plan. You got the father bent. You see how he rumbled? I like that. You up here trying to tell me, I tell you what, I turn that thing around. That's what repent means. in verse 14, and Yah repent of the evil which he thought to do until the people. I turn that around. I turn that around, Deborah. How you gonna turn that around? I'm gonna give it to Moses. He switched that bad boy and gave Moses the reaction of himself. Remember, Moses was up there and said, don't do that to them people. If you do that to them people, then those that you brought them out of, they gonna think that you killed them on the mountain, and after you brought them out, hey, I'm gonna repent. Repent means turn. The Father did exactly what he said. He turned that bad boy around and turned it into you, who trying to tell him. You can't tell him nothing. You can't tell him nothing. Sit your tail down. So he reversed it. Now Moses is carrying down off the mountain. Yeah. Okay. Now watch this here. Now Moses get down and he cast the tablets. Let's go to verse 19. Now he come down, he hear them dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot. Wait a minute. Wasn't that what Yah was saying he had? Yah was on the mountain telling Moses, I'm waxed hot. My anger is waxed hot. But now Moses waxed hot. Wait a minute, how did you get it, Moses? Oh, it was turned around. And he cast the tablet out of his hand and breaking them beneath the mount. What was he breaking? What was he breaking? Now, wonder you can tell me straight through your head. The back, it goes straight over your head. He was breaking the work of the testimony of Yah. That's how his angry. I think y'all don't get it. You don't get it. See, that's why I tell you, when you have the Holy Spirit, you feel that thing. You feel it. And if you can't grip that, there's something wrong. Because right here, Moses came down being the same thing Yah said he was in verse 10. Yah, it says in verse 10, now therefore let me alone, Moses, that my wax may be waxed hot against them. Wait a minute. How did Moses end up with that wax hot? How did Moses turn around and destroy? What did he destroy? Moses destroyed the work of the testimony of Yah that was written by Yah. He destroyed it, made it vain and vast. Now watch this here. He cast the tablet out of his hands and broke them beneath the mount. So was he hurting them or hurting the whole situation? He was so waxed angry till he destroyed the work of Yah. Wait a minute, bro. When you the one just telling me that I shouldn't be angry with these people who stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient? Are you trying to tell me? Okay, bro, I repent. That means I turn this bad boy around. I'm going to give it to you for your mouth. So what happened? And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it. Moses going a little deep, don't you think? Watch this here. How are you going to grind that stuff up and put it in the water and make the children eat it, drink it? Verse 21. See, the men ain't going to teach y'all that. You see what I'm saying? Pastor Dow and all these here Hebrew Israelite group, they ain't going to teach y'all this. They don't want to come nowhere near where you're going to really realize what a M-E-E, what a M-E-N really is on this earth. They keep everything away from them, and they doing everything evil and wicked. But they keep everything away from them, and they have since the beginning of time. They'll never preach this to y'all. They'll never tell you how Moses came down would the convert of what he said to the Father repented it by turning it into him. No, they ain't gonna tell you that because they don't want you to think no other way but good things about MEN. That's why I was wondering. I said, well, why you telling the women you're gonna kill their men, their sons, their husbands, their fathers, their grandfathers, their brothers? Why are you telling them that in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25? It's because the truth is he's getting rid of all of that. See, a lot of people don't know that. It's a reason why he's going to build up in Ezekiel 37 the dry bones, because that's the one he's going to take over to be the army over in Mount Zion. He ain't going to take these men that's out here, y'all think. Okay, keep on. So watch this here. We got to sum this up so y'all can get this here point of what this whole message is about. And it says, and he took the calf, and verse 21, in verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee? What thou hast brought so great of sin upon them? He's asking Aaron, why? Listen to what Aaron is saying. And this is what I say unto y'all. Y'all be very careful in the way you're trying to judge the servants of the Most High God, because you would try to put your own flesh curse on the servants, but you will uplift the serpent seed. I tell that to the Father all the time. It's amazing to me to watch that. You will give the darkness all the glory and curse the light, but run your tail right back to the light to eat from the plate, from the table in which the light sitteth. You sick people. You don't know you are, but you are. Now watch this here. Verse 21. We in Exodus chapter 32 and verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee? Asking him, what did the people do to him, that thou hast brought so great of sin upon them? What did they get you to do, Aaron? Watch what Aaron say, y'all. Watch this. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord. Aaron said the same thing Moses said on the mountain to the Most High Yah. Moses said the very same thing to Yah. This is what Aaron said. Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. The same thing Moses said to the Most High. Moses said in verse 11, and Moses besought Yah, his Yah, and said, Yah, why doeth thy wrath wax hot against thy people? So here go Aaron saying the same thing. This is how that repent that they won't teach out the truth about, that means to turn. And see, they didn't teach you that the Father turned what he was going to do in the way he felt right into Moses. You're going to sit here and try to tell me what to do? Hey, I'm going to flip that. Bam! There we go. Get your tail on down there now. Now watch this here. Aaron said the same thing. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Same thing Moses said to the Father on the mountain. I know it. Watch this here. Watch this here. Same thing Yah said on the mountain. Thou knoweth the people that they are set on mischief. That these are people that's already set. Look at that word, S-E-T. You see how it's slanted? It's showing you the power. It's showing you the power that many of you all keep missing. That's why he said it's that they are set. They are set. It's slanted because it's showing you the light that these people are set this way. So don't come down here and chewing me out when you know that Moses are set. That's the same thing with me. Don't come trying to talk to me, telling me I'm saying it to all other nationalities are doing the same thing. So what, they killing? Yeah, they killing more than what you're killing. They doing more than what you're doing. But in the eyes of Yah, you the main worst in the eyes of Yah, because you doing what you're doing it to the Creator. what they doing, and they doing it to each other. It's a big difference. Going over your head again. They doing to each other. What we as Judah doing, we doing to the Most High God. Hello. Why? He called you his people. And his people are doing wicked and evil, witchcraft, crafty, cunning, abomination, all this whoremongering and all this. You're doing it to Yah, against Yah. That's the difference. Cannot tell me, can you weigh it? Which one of y'all out there can weigh that? Weigh that bad boy and see where the scale land. Weigh it. See where the scale land. So when Sister Deborah is talking to Judah, because I'm come down here for Judah, don't estimate, because I'm keep riding on Judah. He didn't send me to be riding on these other nations. Can I? Sure I can. I can ride that horse. But my purpose is to come to ride on Judah. To get Judah to understand why they are where they at. How they get there. Why you here? Instead, if I get to the wilderness and the Father say, okay, for what it is I see it. I see a people who still have not owned their wicked and evil. Their abomination, their sin, or nothing. Well, at least I got my remnant out of it. See, he's going to take his out. See, y'all think he's going to just let you do everything. No, he's still going to take his out. Why? Because whatever he take out, the world going to see it to be the worst of the worst anyway. No matter what Judah do, this whole world going to see them as less than human. Y'all notice that? Y'all don't get it, do you? That's why they got to see you less than human. Because to me, anytime you disrespect my God, you are less than human. Say it again, Deborah. When you disrespect my Most High God, you are less than human. Anytime a creator can create you to be his people and you disrespect him to the highest level or degree, you ain't human. You're a monster. And yes, I can call that flesh out like that. I can do that. I can call that flesh out like that. I can do that. I can call that flesh out like that. I can do that. So what happens? So in verse, Aaron sitting here telling Moses, don't play that on me. You know these people are like this. Same thing the Father said to him, to Moses on the mountain. These are stiff-necked people. See, Moses ain't hearing it. I like how he rumbled. Father, yeah, I love how you rumble. Now watch this here. So we get to verse 23. And they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we want is become of him. We did not know what would become of him. So they didn't know what had become of Moses. You know, the one, look how they said that brought us out. They didn't bring you out. You see the wickedness of their mindset? He didn't bring you out. Y'all did. You see? That's how it is today. That's how it's easy for y'all to uplift these prophets and prophetess in these dreams and visions. And they prophecy and they prophesy. You put them up high like they really telling the world something. They are for the world. They're not for Yah. Let me say that again. They're for the world. They're not for Yah. They are for the world. They are not for Yah. Nor will they be ever. So people that serving them, you need to keep your tail on that end and serve the world. And when Yah come, which he is already, his wrath is on this earth. But when it's time for you to be tried by the fire, it's going to identify who you've been serving. Okay, so here go. Moses went to tell him. Aaron went to telling Moses what they did, and they didn't think he was coming back down, so they just went on and built them a god. So in verse 24 it says, "And I said unto them, whosoever have any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and therefore came out a calf. So Aaron is breaking down to Moses how everything became, because the people felt that he was been in the mountain too long, and that they didn't know what had become of him, and they decided to make their own God. Okay. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, okay, before Aaron, when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked until their shame among their enemies. Okay. I got upset. I did get upset. I got upset because I saw something I never seen in a day in my life. A day in my life. I have never seen this here. In my study guide, which is the Bible, the King James Bible, when you look at verse 25, I saw something that I didn't like. I saw something that I did not like. After I completed that, listen to what was said, verse 25. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. Shame among. You see how you, Sister Deborah, can be on this platform, or you can be among your co-workers, among your place of worship, among a YouTube and on the live chat or whatever, and you can be among your enemies, and you thinking you're among your friends. You thinking you're among the holy. You think you're among the godly, and you can be among your enemies. But this is what bothered me. If I could tear out this page, I would. It's when it said Aaron had made them naked until their, which is slanted. He wanted me to recognize that. What is the mystery? Can you tell me? It's a mystery in there. Said their shame among their enemy. Right then, I want to show y'all the power of how the Holy Spirit would teach Sister Deborah versus you. Right here in verse 25, when I'm hearing, when Moses saw that the people were naked. So the word is kind of slanted to let me know, Deborah, focus on that. Were naked. Okay, so I gripped that. I went on, and then it says, Aaron had made them naked until their became slanted. Were their shame among their enemies. So those two words is bringing light to that message in that verse. And it's saying shame among their enemies. Now, who were they among? Where is the enemy at? See, y'all don't get it, do you? See, going over your head again. These are all Hebrew Israelites who came out of Egypt. How did enemies get in? You know how you said the tare and the wheat growing together? Let them grow together. So when they come out of Egypt, they came out all together. Don't estimate there were no enemies in there. Same way when you go into Mount Zion, where he's going to take you through the wilderness first, and he's going to what? Purge the transgressors and purge those who transgressed against him out. See, y'all thinking this play. Now one of you might not even be alive when they take place. So you got to glorify him, magnify and identify, lift him up, honor him now. Not thinking when that time comes, when he gets you ready to go there, now I worship. No, you got to be in the place. Because tomorrow is not your day to be promised to you. You got to respect him today. Because tomorrow is not promised. So y'all tails waiting for Mount Zion. Y'all tail waiting for the New Jerusalem. You bent. Especially y'all old tails. You can get up out of here at a blink of an eye. Young ones are dying more than the older ones. So don't be promising yourself that you got the breath as long as you want, because you done told your sick mind you rule. You in control. I got my free will choice. You ain't got a free will nothing when you don't have the breath. How about that? How about that? How you like me now? Tell me, what choice do you have over the breath that was given unto thee? What choice do you have? And if you ain't got no choice over that, sit your tail down. You ain't got no choice over nothing else. You know why? Because that breath got you living. And if that breath ain't there for you to live, what choice do you have to even live if it wasn't for the breath? So sit that mess down. So here, what I recognized was I didn't like the evil bothering me when I got here. I said, hold up. What is it I see? I see it, Father. I see it. But why did they put that there? Because they stupid. Right here in my instruction guide, it says that Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked until their shame among their enemies. That was, I believe, the Levites, all of them was in on it. But they wasn't considered the enemies. And just because Yah poured the multitude out of Israel, don't estimate the enemy wasn't present. Y'all's a liar. See, y'all thinking enemy is based on race, denomination, religion, a nation here and a nation. No, that y'all bent up and down. That's why he called it the four corners. And we know that the dome don't look like it got four corners, but it's the four corners in Yah. From the level of his kingdom, he speaks of the four corners, letting you know he hit all over. That is scattered. Even the strangers are scattered. So therefore, what is happening is identical to where we at today. We have those that are the small remnant amongst the multitude that are in the broad gate. We're all on the earth. And that's why Sister Deborah was trying to teach the spirit of discerning. But listen to this. Listen to how this happened. In verse 25, after it says enemy, it put the two dots and a smile. I know you all ain't going to see it, but I'm going to try to see if you can see it. I had to highlight it a little bit, and I did not like it. You see that right here? You see where my finger is at? I did not like that. You see that little smiley face? You turn it this way. Let me get it so you can see. You see that little smiley face upside down? Let me turn it this way and see if you see it. Right here. Let me get you to see it here. You see that little smiley face? When I saw that, that bothered me. I said, the enemy, that thick, Father. Yes, Deb, I told you this is a spiritual battle. This ain't no natural. And no matter how the battle is, don't you be afraid. I run it all. I'm the one who created the chessboard and every piece on it. Can't nobody beat me. They play the game, they're going to lose. I'm the chessboard. Y'all better recognize he ain't been. You are. You ain't recognized he owns and the creator of chess. Every piece on it, even the piece that's the king hero. He's always the winner of the chessboard, of the game in which he created. Okay, so when I saw that I said, Father, I don't like that. He said, I said, this is how swift they are. Yes. And I'm grateful that the Father let me see that, because I was looking, because he was trying to get me to see something. He said, see now, Deborah, I'm telling y'all now what he said. You just broke that down to them as low as they're going to ever in their whole live to here. And they still missed it. Because what they missed was this. I brought Israel out. And more of Israel was my enemy than anything. I sit there and I say that today. What are you saying, Deborah? The Father is speaking to me. Don't expect, because someone is saying they know him, they love him, they desire him. Don't get it bent, baby. Don't go out in the deep thinking these people are who they are, they say they are. Use what I gave you. I invested the discerning spirit. Use that bad boy. I'm greater in you than anything in the world. Try that spirit by the spirit. Don't give this world no leeway. Don't give it no rope to pull. Don't you give it to her. Because right there, I just revealed something to y'all that y'all would never, ever, ever come across. And that is, he said, there's shame among their enemies. Where's the enemies? The enemy is in the camp, y'all. The enemy is right in the midst of your household, right in the midst of your workplace, right in the midst of your community, right in the midst of your state, the whole country. While y'all running y'all tails around to and fro on these devil platforms and all these devil platforms thinking you're going to find a place to lay your head. If Yah, the son of man, with the son of Yah, and they wasn't supposed to have earth, what the rest behind you think you got? Why should you come? These people are really moving something out there. They better be careful. All I'm looking at over there is my weapon. Because it sure sound like they're kicking my door down. But don't estimate that you got an upper hand over Yah and you can put him in check. You don't have him bent. You bent. Now watch. Let's go on. We got to finish this because I want to stop Oh my goodness. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, now Moses standing now in the camp, who is on Yah's side? Right there. There you go. That's what 25 is saying. And then it put a smile by enemies. It burned me up. When I saw that, oh, no, they didn't bother Yah. Burn me up. Because they're speaking to me. You wouldn't understand it if you're not in the light. They're speaking to me. The enemy is in the camp. And then smile. And it was all about me understanding that even though this was all Israel, Yah saw them as the enemy. He knew what he was saying on the mountain to Moses. I'm coming down. He knew what he said and why he was saying it. But since Moses is going to try to ride on him, he flipped the script and made Moses do what he was going to do. Moses still today probably couldn't even see it coming if he had to stand before. He didn't even see what hit him. You know how a person can be doing something and something hit them in the back of the head and they don't wake up 2 or 3 days later wondering what happened? Can't remember. It ain't that the head injury. It's that they can't even remember because they was hit from the back. Okay. So right here, it says, then Moses stood in verse 26. Y'all stay with me. Stay here. Y'all can find some things y'all never, not a man on this earth gonna teach y'all. And it says, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yah's side? See? What you mean? Wait a minute. Hold up. Ain't this all Israel? What are you talking about? This is the whole house of Israel. What you mean who's on Yah's side? Then Yah bring them all out? Deborah, stop. What didn't it? Just because you think that Mount Zion is a plan of the Father don't mean it's for you. The type of hate that's on this earth, it was needed because it sealed who's who and what's what from the kingdom. When he looked down, he see both hates. He ain't discriminating against them. He ain't doing nothing but letting everything work its even itself out. That's why the sun, Solomon said, the sun shine on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. There you go, the 2 seeds. It's shining on both of them. It rained on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. There you go. Let me give you a better one. Grace and mercy came to the righteous as well as the unrighteous. Wham! There you go. So don't think that y'all gonna pull one over on him and then, oh, he crooked and the world is straight. No. You bent. You ain't got him bent. So now Moses is in the camp, and he charging the people, and he's saying to them, who is on your side? Watch this here. Let him come unto me. All the ones that's on your side. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. The whole Levi, the sons of Levi, they gathered themselves to Moses. 27. And he said unto them, to who? Levi, Aaron, and himself. Thus said the Most High Yah of Israel. Ooh, wait a minute. Wasn't that the one that you just got you telling that he was wax hot and he shouldn't be doing? Wait a minute. Now, what did he say? Thus said the Most High Yah of Israel. See, when y'all have to say something, that's the word. You see what I'm saying, y'all? When y'all have to say something, that's the word. It's not the books. But when y'all say something, that's the word. And Moses said, thus said the Most High Yah of Israel, put every man his sword by his side. Go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man, his brother. What do that mean? His blood brother. Toast. Every man, his brother, that's blood brother. Every man, his companion, all his friends. And every man, his neighbor. What do you mean? Slay him. Kill him. Wait a minute. So they are the enemy in the camp? For sure, Deborah. Those men. Toast. Oh, that was good. It's cold, but it's good. You see that? Slam! So all the time, that's them enemies, huh? Yeah, Deborah, they was in the camp. Who are they? Hebrew Israelites. You think the kingdom cared? No. He was going to do it himself. But since somebody got a big mouth up here trying to tell me, I reversed that bad boy. I turned it on him. Now he get his tail down there and do what I was going to come do. Now watch this. So Moses had to take out all the men, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi added according to the word of Moses. Did according to the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell on the people that day about 3,000 men. So you're going to tell me y'all don't know men ain't the evil one in the world? Y'all some fools. See, they thought they were smart taking their identity and only putting themselves in these study guide. But they didn't understand that Yah was going to have his light that's going to be carried by his servants, who's going to bring light out of the midst of darkness. And it ain't coming to make the crooked straight. It's coming to let you know the straight going to remain straight in the midst of the light every time the light is present. So there ain't no darkness on this earth going to take the light and make it any other way. Because only the light can come out of the darkness. The darkness cannot come out of the light. Hello. Okay. So in verse 26, in verse 28, he then told him to kill him. But I love the way he said it in this way. He said, and the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and they fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. MEN. I thought that it was their children and their wives. But when I go back up here, I see where it started with brother. Companion, mean friend. And then it's every man his neighbor. So it didn't tell you his family, his wives and his children. It's letting you know men, men. So when I go back to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25, when he said, he tell the women that's willing, that's laminating and boo-hooing, he tell them, I'm going to kill the men of Israel and Judah. And all the mighty men, he warned us already, but our stupid women still want to put them on a high pedestal instead of just respecting what y'all got planned. You don't go out telling people and making people know he gonna kill y'all. You know why? If they don't know it by now, they don't need to know it. Same thing with the enemy was in the camp. If they didn't know by now that when Moses get back down, y'all gonna have to reverse himself into Moses to do his work. They didn't need to know. But they got out of here, didn't they? What did Moses do? He killed them. Was that the house of Israel, Deborah? Yes. So who bent? Who you gonna think that's bent now? Oh, these men ain't gonna teach y'all that. Y'all don't need to know it. Especially the men of y'all. If you don't search those who speak in spirit and truth in the light, you don't need to know nothing. You need to ride out like these men are riding out in this world. If you ain't desiring spirit and truth in the light, I wouldn't dare go out into the realm of where these men are at. Go to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24. 24 and 25. He's telling the women, you better get ready, baby, because I'm going to take them out. But if you want the whole Isaiah chapter 3, he's telling you that. He's telling you about Judah and Israel. But nobody wants to teach that. These men ain't going to teach that to y'all. They want y'all to believe the lie. Just as the enemy was in the camp, and then they had the audacity to put a smile there. And I'm saying to the Father, wait a minute, hold up. You mean the camp? Wait a minute. Wasn't that Israel? Yeah. Did you bring them out the bondage of Pharaoh? Yeah. But they were still my enemies, Deborah. See, that's why I tell y'all, stop running around here thinking because somebody's saying, Lord, Lord. Somebody on this devil platform feeding you dreams and vision and prophesying lies. That they are telling you something. Until they pull up my Father, they still the enemy. Then Moses tell him who on the Yah side. Sister Deborah say unto you, who's on the Most High Yah side? Are you glorifying your dreams and your visions, your YouTube page, your Instagram, your Facebook? Or are you giving the glory to the Most High Yah? Are you teaching them people who Yah is? Or are you teaching them who you are in this world? 99.9, your prophet, Father. Can I go to the wilderness and say to you, they serving these people in this world. So here in verse, they killed 3,000 men. Y'all don't think he gonna do it, do you? I don't want to care about if you think it or not. I know how he rumble, and I love it. I know the Father swag, and I love it. Because he don't play. Live or die. I'm going down with the Titanic only if it represents Yah. It's going down, honey. It's going to be exactly like he got it planned. So Moses said unto them, consecrate yourself to the day the Most High Yah, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. Look here. Moses going to those that was on Yah's side, which was the Levites, Aaron and himself and others who was on Yah's side. He told them to consecrate yourself to the Most High Yah. Look at what you did as the will of the Most High Yah. And this day, sons and upon the brothers, because they were the one that killed the enemies, which were Israel. Now, how can Israel be enemies with Israel? Sit y'all tails down. You see, you wonder why we out here killing one another. You still ain't got it. You 404 years and you still ain't gripped that you've been wrong all this time. Now, listen to this. He had Israel to kill Israel. I just gave y'all all these other examples in your own study guide. What y'all had Israel to take out Israel. And y'all sit y'all tails here in the year of 2026 and think you're going to bend the Most High y'all up and down. All kind of ways and crooked, the way you want to teach it and preach it. These men is not, don't wait till these men teach spirit and truth and the light. I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, tell you they're not coming. They're not going to pull up. They ain't going to break this thing down to you like this. Woman of the Most High Yah, servant, just broke this thing down to you. You ain't going to find nobody alive that's going to do it. Y'all ain't into sending 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Even Yeshua sent them by 2s. Y'all sending them by 1s. He ain't sending the multitude to come to get you straight. You bent, you're going to remain bent. You the dark, the serpent seed, you're going to remain the serpent seed. You're born of the spirit, you're going to remain the born of the spirit. Because it's what he created before the foundation of the world and sealed in you. Because it was written into books who you are before you even got down here. Okay, so Moses is telling them that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. What is he's doing? He letting them know that, yes, you had to go out here and kill Israel. You had to kill Israel. Because Israel was an enemy to Yah. Stand y'all tails down. Stop trying to make Yah the crooked one so you can think you can walk straight somewhere. Sit your tail down. Throughout 4 different chapters and verses, I explained to you, Yah had him to kill Israel. Because Israel is a hot mess in the eyes of Yah. I myself pleaded with the Father, why is this like this? Why these men keep killing their own nation, and then still on this side say they bothering us, they doing this to us, they doing this to us, they do what the right's behind going on? When you sitting here okaying your men to belittle their own sperm. A woman is a man's sperm. His son is his sperm. His daughter is his sperm. His grandmama is a sperm. So the sperms come from the man. That's why the sin of the father goes down the generations, people. It don't go down male or female. It go down both throughout the generations. It's because they taught y'all to believe the men, to stand by the men, to be on the men's side. When I like how he rumbled here, there, and everywhere, all in your study guide. But you ain't gonna get not one man on this earth. Not one man on this earth. Let me say it one more time, Father. Please, Father, let me say it one more time. Not one man on this earth gonna pull up and teach you and break that thing down to you. Out of those 4 different categories of when Yah had to destroy Israel. Each time, it was Israel against Yah. So when Moses pulled up and said who on his side, he was already dividing the enemy of Israel that was against Yah. Let's take him out. And he took him out, and he told those that you took him out, it's going to be a blessing to you all. Y'all going to bless you. Look at that. You're going to have him to kill 3,000 men of Israel, and then you're going to tell them they're going to be blessed. So that they won't feel heavy-hearted. Y'all going to bless them from the inside out. That's what it said. This is a bless upon you, a blessing this day. That's what Moses told them. The day that they took out their own nation. They look today right now, They taking out their own nation, and Yah ain't calling. They taking out their own nation, and Yah ain't telling them to do it. That's the evil in them, the wicked. And they worried about every other nation and how every other nation is doing them. But they don't see no wrong in what they doing. They don't understand you've been doing this before you even got over here to this here land of your captive. This been in you a long time ago. When he took you out in Ezekiel 36, when he took you and scattered you on the four corners, it was because you was over there killing your brothers. Same thing. Shedding blood like Cain and Abel. Like Cain did to Abel. You were still doing it. That's why before you went into your 400 years, this is what you was doing. What you doing now. But you're going to tell the world that everybody's bothering us. Everybody doing this to us. We ain't done nothing to nobody. They did. But I, Sister Deborah, can pull up and say, okay, Father, wait a minute. I got a problem with this. What's the problem? If you throughout time had Israel to take out Israel for what they have been doing, not just to you, but to one another as enemies, how is that going to rumble at the end? I got a small remnant. Like I had the lamb, a ram in the bush with Abraham. When I got a ram in the bush. How about that? See, I got a plan. They thinking that everybody, all of them it's going to be okay. And no matter what nobody do and how they do it and the way they do it, I'm still going to bring them to the kingdom up on high. But they didn't understand out of that same bloodline. It's the bloodline. It's the spiritual bloodline that I'm bringing out, Deborah. It's not the flesh bloodline. It's the spiritual bloodline I'm bringing out. See, they didn't know that. So you bet. You trying to make my most high bet? You bet. Because these men ain't going to be the one to teach you. Only the servant of the most high Yah that's carrying spirit and truth and the light in their right hand going to be able to plant anything in you in this midnight hour. That's why what I'm talking about, you ain't never heard it. You running into 50 and 60 and 30 and 70 years old and still ain't never heard what I'm saying today. And still looking cockeyed. Because it don't start from the out. It starts from within. You got to know truth from the inside out, not the outside in. Many of you all know only what you hear in your flesh ears, which is on the outside. What you see with your flesh eyes, what you comprehend in your flesh mentality. But this ain't don't come by what's on the outside, which is flesh. It's come from the inside. And from the inside, it's an ear, one ear. One ear is singular to the spirit. He that has that ear of the spirit, let him hear. So everybody I'm not talking to, and anybody come to this page and they even get a glimpse of what I'm saying, you in trouble. You in a heap of trouble. Because anytime y'all allow you to enter therein and you walk out, guess what? You better make sure you walking out as the serpent seed and not the spiritual seed. Because you're going to be left out there. Okay? So here I say to any and everybody, if y'all had Moses to conduct the things that he wanted done when he was in the kingdom, when he was talking to Moses in the mountain, he let him, you want to run your bad mouth? Okay, bam. Now, what I was trying to tell you, get your tail down there. Now you do it. Moses ended up doing what the anger of the Most High Yah had planned to do. He lucky. They lucky Moses came. Because had Yah came, I really don't think so. So I like how the Yah teaches me as a servant of the Most High from the wilderness, how the word who's on Yah's side. Because everybody in this day and time, you should be able to know who's on Yah's side and who ain't. Because they standing in that slot, y'all. People are standing right here today in the slot in which they belong. That's why I was teaching. I'm going to teach another lesson on the spirit of discerning. If you got it, pray to the Father that it is fully activated in this midnight hour, because you're going to need it. Because people are walking around in sheep clothing, and they ain't never wanted to be a sheep in a day in their life. They are wolves. This is what this devil platform was for. I thought that, now I'm going to show you how crazy that is. I thought the devil platform was just a platform where the devil and his, and every time he put an album on, everybody dancing. That's why every time an album come on is when the world give you something that took place. The devil put it on the record player, and the whole YouTube start playing. Well, everybody start talking about it. Oh, it's all about this. It's all about this. Easily, he can put an album on the record player, and everybody on YouTube be talking about it and have it all bent up and bent down. These people are not about the Most High Yah. I learned that this platform was a form where everything can be heard from the four corners. And if on the four corners is 99.9 of worldly matters, and nothing is spirit and truth with the light, then you're going to tell me that Yah's going to allow you all to go to the kingdom, and you playing with the devil on his dance floor. You dancing to every music he put on. These people are not, who got these YouTube pages and these pages, they're not on here to give you nothing or give you a good time. They on here to show who you represent. Darkness or light. See, everybody thought that, okay, I can get on here and I can learn this and I can find out that, look, it's more evil on these platforms than anything. You want to holler about AI, guess what? These platforms is some key into AI. It prepared AI to be AI. And AI is a trap in a net. It's going to get as many people information caught up in it, get as many people counting on it, and then all of a sudden a glitch. Once that glitch is in that AI, guess what? They got you. Because your whole mental state is going to be focused on the function of AI. You're running your stupid tails into the rat trap. They set in the rat trap for your tail, and you keep running, getting caught, and don't care, and running around here talking about you holy than thou. You ain't waiting for somebody to bring you the word of Yah. You waiting for some man to tell you what makes and ticks your flesh inside out. And if you had any sense, I go worse than the eye of a needle. Lesser than the eye of a needle, if you had any. You'll be able to understand what you don't understand. And that is all this mess that y'all entertaining and y'all taking, and you making it something that has nothing to do with when your tail get in trouble. Who you think gonna pull up? So you think he gonna pull up? Would he have pulled up? I gave you Second Chronicles 15, 10 through 13, Exodus 22, 20 to verse 21, Deuteronomy 13, verse 5, verse 9, and verse 15, Exodus 32, from 7 to 33. The Father wants me to let you know something. That's 1 out of a million. Meaning, not so much as you weigh million, but you weigh how 1 out of a million, Deborah, come on. Yes, he's showing you how Israel ain't never. He told you stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedience way back in the beginning. This is who a people were. This is who a people is. This is who a people going to be. The only difference from them people in the way that they were and is and going to be is that he kept a small remnant to himself. Oh, he kept a small remnant to himself. Nobody never thought how, no, they never thought that either, Father. He kept a small remnant to himself to where he turned around and say, Joseph, don't touch Mary. I got my own seed in her. And this is gonna be born. He gonna be born of the flesh. But I don't need no man connection to this. See, y'all never thought of it like that, did you? That's how ignorant people are. No one ever thought that he never let the flesh of a man's sperm touch this son of man. He knows your tail's nasty, wicked, and evil. Could he have used a Joseph's sperm? Sure, he could. But because from the beginning in Genesis 1, they stole and ripped his whole plan away and made this whole world about men, he's not about to give them any taste of their sperm hit Mary's womb to bring his Messiah through. Was he born of the flesh? Sure he was. But it wasn't from a man's sperm. Hello. Y'all too ignorant. And y'all try to bend up my Father. All kind of ways to fit into your sick mind. You sit your tails around and you think that this world is going to teach you something. These YouTubers going to teach you something. These bishops, these priests, these popes, these evangelists, these prophets, these prophetess, these Moorings, these seers, these watch, especially these pastors on the face of the earth. Because they bought into the elites from the beginning when they got y'all tails over here to deceive you by the mass. And you still today as lost was from the beginning. No one ever thought. Why was it born of a woman? That was a spiritual seed of the flesh, y'all. Y'all didn't even know that. Y'all birthed a spiritual seed of the flesh. Without a what? Without a man's sperm. But he made sure it came through a woman. Praise the Most High God. That's an example of what I try to tell y'all. These men will not teach y'all that. They will not reveal that to y'all. They won't preach it. They won't minister it. They won't break that thing up, nor will they bring that thing down. Because from the beginning, it wasn't to the end. From the beginning in Genesis, he said, Deborah, if they missed Genesis, they messed up. He been telling me that for so many years. You know what? I'm to the point saying they messed up then, Father. I told you. I told you. They messed up from the floor. It's no hope. After they messed up his protocol, that's it. He let them go on any way they want to because his will gonna stand. So they gonna mess it up thinking they doing their own thing. I got them already written, Deborah. I got them written. Even the Son of Man told him, hey, it is written. He told the dark of the dark, which is Satan, it is written 3 times. What is it you all didn't catch? None of you been taught what took place before the foundation of the world. Why? Because the Holy Spirit didn't see fit that you would accept anything. And that's why he didn't teach it to you. Because if you knew what took place before the foundation of the world, you'll be a different person today. Nobody wouldn't be able to tell you anything. They wouldn't be able to tell you nothing. Because before the foundation of the world, tell everything from the beginning to the end. And if the Holy Spirit ain't lived in you to tell you that, you're a long ways from home. You out in the ocean trying to look and see if you can find dry land that you can swim to. And you just out there. So back to what I was saying. When you ever look at it, take it a minute out of the spirit realm. Let's take it out of the spirit realm and just kind of put it in the flesh realm. Let's do that. How did a woman conceive a child, a son, without a sperm of a man. Woo! They won't teach that thing. Y'all, that's one of the biggest threats to me, is that truth comes out in such a midnight hour. And it's such a midnight hour to where you ain't going to accept truth, even if it was sitting in your house, in your lap. You ain't going to accept it because you're so rooted in darkness to where light don't even give you the time of day. That's how much darkness is in people. To light don't even give you the time of day. And I don't blame it. I don't blame it. I don't blame it. When you sit and you think that you had a flesh of a woman, a flesh of a woman, a flesh of a woman to have, woo, Father, I love you. Oh, I love you, Father, y'all. A flesh of a woman, a flesh of a woman to have a son born of the flesh. Ooh, that's so deep. Y'all still don't get it because you don't know what took place before the foundation of the world. Because the son that she had, he made sure y'all understand this flesh woman is going to have a flesh son. The flesh woman is going to have a son born of the flesh. How could this be, Father, y'all? How could that be? She has no sperm. No, Deborah, tell him. The sperm of a man didn't mess everything up from the floor. I told you. No. And then whenever you understand that the sins of the Father reign until today, when you see them elites and you see the power that bees, that all seeing eye and all that messed at everybody, that all them powers that they giving it to men. The idol gods are men. Always was. Males. Masculine. Men. Always was. Always was. So when you sit and you got some sense to see, how could a woman born this flesh bring forth a son of man born of the flesh? That's what it tells you, because that's the mystery, y'all. It's a mystery. How could the flesh of a woman birth a man born of the flesh and not of a sperm? Y'all didn't want man flesh touching nothing that he was wanting to use. That's why we can't be perfect in the flesh as Yeshua, the word called Jesus. We can't be perfect like him because he wasn't the sperm of a man. We are. He came into the world not out of the sperm of a man. He wasn't going to have the bloodline and the sin and the wickedness going to come down the bloodline. No, he wasn't that. He was a man born of a woman. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, Father, I am in so much trouble. They ain't going to preach that, Father, y'all. You know they ain't going to preach that. Bring that light on out that darkness, my servant. Bring that light on out that darkness. So let me tell you that. When you see Yeshua, you see a man born of a woman. That's actually letting you know, if I had to break my protocol, y'all broke his protocol. So the women would never known that because you're so busy following the rectum of a man. That means his mess. And that's why the whole nation is messed up, because man has messed their women up. And if you mess the women up, you mess the children. And they too ignorant to recognize that. They too ignorant to know that. It's just that ignorant that they have no idea They have messed their nation up a long time ago. But when he has to tell us, oh, he ain't telling you, he told me. That's all that matters to me. You know, I can teach it and preach it and speak it, and it don't matter to me because he said, don't, hey, baby, you ain't here to make the crooked straight. You're here to bring light. So my mission is strictly the will of the Father. It ain't about trying to get the flesh straight. It's about telling the spirit, look, this is the light that's been sitting in this darkness all this time. That's why ain't none of you heard it. Because it's been sitting up in darkness where all the men have allowed it to remain. When they had an opportunity to do what was righteous, but righteous wasn't in them to do what is righteous. So y'all said, come on here, servant, bring that light out of that darkness. That is why I'm here. No one ever thought to preach and teach that thing in that order. It is impossible for us to go on and on and on thinking we know something. You know why we think we know something? Because we think we bent him up and bent him down and bent him all around, and you the fool. Because you ain't done nothing to my Most High, y'all. He's still straight. He's straight and all righteous. He's straight and all just and all upright. He's that perfect, that excellent one. He's all truth. You can't bend him up because you bent up and you bent down. You can't bend him up. He can't be bent like that. You just can't make him any way you want. Now I give you a lesson to study. Go back and make it make sense. Why would a creator send a man in the flesh down through a woman? He didn't want nothing to do with a sperm. You know why? What I've been trying to teach these people, and you still can't get nothing through them. Men has messed it up for this whole world under the dome. Started in the garden. That's how it has always been. So what had to come to redeem us? The one that had to come to, watch this here, the one that had to come to die had to be a man. Not born of a woman. I mean, not born of a sperm. Who else was born like that? Adam. Eve wasn't born like that. It says Eve was taken out of Adam. So we got to see us end up back in what? Adam. So here he is doing the same thing. He brought that Adam. He turned around and brought Yeshua, the word called Jesus, out of a woman. Because he didn't want no taste. Now, y'all tell me, ain't that backwards? Yeah, you're sick mind because you bent. And you're trying to make my father bent. But you see, I hate switch that bad boy. I tell you, I love the way my Most High rumble. I like his swag. He switched that bad boy. He swished that bad boy. Little something. That's what he did. Because when he switched it and reversed it, you know, Adam came not out of a woman, but a woman came out of Adam. He said, I'm going to switch that little bit, Deborah. I'm going to switch that little thing. I'm going to make the Messiah come out of a woman. And you will never in your life get a man preach that. How about that? How about that? The Messiah came out of the womb of a woman. Come on, pull it up. They're not going to teach it. They're not going to preach it. Because they're busy trying to make Yah bend. And they don't understand. You bend up and you bend down. You bend all around. You ain't even find your way home. It's too late. It's over. No one ever thought. You know why? The women ain't going to preach it. They got them sealed. And they need to be sealed. Because they're silly women, laden with sin. They trying to find what a love in all the wrong places. In darkness. That's all they detached to. They don't want to teach and preach spirit and truth. They don't want to bring the light out. The truth be told, he switched that switch. Turned that switch around. See if somebody preach and teach it. Many of you all are up in age and ain't never heard nobody say it like I just said it. That shows you I don't come from your same place you been. I don't come from where you been. Because you remember they said Eve came out of Adam. The Messiah came out of Mary. You see how he switched that? You see how he switched that? Well, because I asked him, I said, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. That's why they was trying to kill her way before, time of stoning her, because she was, yeah, because they knew what was in her. It was a spiritual battle, Deborah. They knew the spirits knew what was in her, but they couldn't touch it. They knew they couldn't, because they had to cross me. See, so this woman inherit something that is great. So when you hear the Roman Catholic, the way that they trying to worship Mary and said you have to come through Mary. No, you don't have to come through Mary. Mary's job is done. Mary's job was for Sister Deborah to come to bring what I'm bringing now, which I spoke this years ago. That's Mary's job. Is to show you how Yah rumble in his creation and in his power. From what level, Deborah? From what level? Before the foundation of the world. See, y'all sitting here talking that monkey mess because y'all think because where you are or where it is, what it is. No, baby, it's what it was. They make it what it is. See, y'all lost. And in the process of it, y'all try to bend up my father. No, you can't bend him up. He can't be bent. So you bend. You bend. Because you can't bend him up. No one ever would teach that. They're running to Adam, said Adam was the first man. He took woman out of, let's reverse that bad boy. Let's reverse that bad boy. Who did the Messiah come out of? Somebody need to talk to me. Come on. Bishops, priests, pastors, Maureen, seers, watch, prophetess. Come on, pull up. Teach that bad boy. Look at the right hand of the Father. He reversed that bad boy. He made the Messiah come out of a woman. Somebody in trouble. No, sit your tail down. You don't know nothing. You never knew nothing. That's why nobody won't listen to the light. No one will listen to spirit and truth. They got to listen to the lies. They're going to live on it, die on it, and rise up. Already written where they're supposed to go eternal. I don't have a hell or a heaven to put you in. And you know what? If I did, I'd send us all there, even myself. Because the way I see it, the way we have done here, now one of us entitled to the kingdom. Now one of us. But because of what was written before the foundation of the world. Want me to tell you how he said? But Deborah, it was written. I'll put you down there in the hell hole. So I got to redeem you back. It wasn't you. It was me. I had 2 books. I wrote it all down. That's what Yeshua was trying to tell the people. They still couldn't preach it and teach it right. They could. They still today couldn't do it. But you can. He was trying to tell them then. Any darkness come after you, let them know it is already written. Do anybody want to tell somebody who want to battle you when it come down to this word? Tell them it's already written. See, you were supposed to use that. Yeshua was tempted by the Satan for you, not for himself. Satan was trying to find out was Christ with him. Christ wasn't with him. Yeshua, the flesh of a man, was tempted by Satan. See, Satan can't tempt Christ. He can only tempt the Son of Man, which is Yeshua, which is Jesus. You see? As the world called him. So therefore, when Yeshua was saying 3 times, and then Satan backed him up 1 time and said, it is written, then Satan come up and say it's written, why ain't nobody gripped that today? Why ain't nobody accepted the fact that it is written? Because you want to hear what the Catholics has written, what everybody else has written for your tail. You can't hear what God said the Most High from the inside of who you are to the out, because that's the truth there. That's the true teacher within. So he's telling you it's written. It is written. Why is it that Yeshua couldn't go to the mountain with Christ? Because he was going to the mountain for you and I, flesh. Because he knew that we will be tempted in the flesh. But keep in mind, it is written, Deborah, that you don't live just on what flesh eat bread alone. You live on the word, Deborah, not the words. You live on the word of Yah. So he wasn't talking to you. He was talking to me. Because I'm the only one that understands it. Yes, I can say that. I can say that and say it proudly and boldly. Because now you understood it from the beginning. You still don't understand it. Even if I break it down, you still ain't going to get it. So he wasn't talking to you. He was talking to me. Someone that y'all will come in and abide in and teach all things to and receive what the Ruach is teaching from within. While y'all out there caught up in emotions and feelings and personal opinions. People more hung up on what they flesh desire, what they flesh feel, and how they flesh emotions kick in and out. That's it for me. I'm not in that. That's what this whole message is about. And I thank him for giving it to me. Because he's showing me all these years I've been teaching you that this is how people been. Know that this is how people are, Deborah. Know that. I'm going to keep you informed. If I have to take you all the way back to the first of Genesis, I'm going to do it like I have. That's what he do. He'll take me all the way to the beginning and bring my butt up to where I'm at today. All because he has given and gave all of himself to me, in me, for me, through me. Why would I believe you? Why would I look and turn to you when he didn't invest all that in me? What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would it be like for me to just invest what you saying and all of these devils on these devil platforms and all these sanctuaries and these temples and these pastors, priests, bishops, pope, evangelists, prophet, apostles, prophetess, Maureen, seals, watchmen, sit y'all tails on down and lead these people who are already lost. They're already going through the broad gate. Lead them. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it, but even if you didn't, the Holy Spirit was in me, as it always been, all the way to the very end. He didn't bring me this far to turn back now. He's been with me since I was 4, and guess what? No matter where I go, he's going to be with me. Even to that very day, he take what belongs to him, which is my breath, his breath. He takes from my spirit. Guess what? I can actually say today that I can't be damned and lost because I serve an awesome, a perfect, the greatest, the wonderful one, the excellent one, the all-knowing one, the all-kind one, and that one that constantly keep pouring all that grace and mercy. Father, you keep pouring all that grace and mercy on these people. You are the all-power, the all-knowing. You are the one. You are that one. I won't. I can't. I'm not going to live without him, and I'm not going to die without him. So our Sister Deborah say, I hope you got something out of it. And if you didn't, whatever. Shalom and shalom.